Hello?
Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to the Physical Media Show here on FanZcene Vids. I am Greg, or FanZcene, whatever you guys want to call me. And with me, as always, is Runner and Tom. And I'm glad to have you guys here, and I'm glad to have everybody in the chat, everybody watching at home. Thank you all. How y'all doing tonight?
All right.
Peachy.
The intro didn't even pop up on my screen for some
It
reason.
played for me, but it must just be you having internet issues.
Yeah, his internet.
Maybe. I mean, I'm doing okay right now so far.
That
Do I
happens.
sound okay?
Yeah. Do I sound okay? I hate when I
A little
start.
crackly, but not too bad.
Ugh, I hate when that happens. I know earlier everything started to update, and I was like, "Oh my god, was it going to be done?" Because when it starts updating, then everything starts glitching bad. But let's say hell or hi, whatever you want to say, to everybody in the chat who's been waiting on us. I appreciate you guys. VHS Mikey, what's up, my brother, my VHS brother? Woo, glad to see you here as always. Yes, and then we have Heather Preston. She says hi. How are you? Tom's cracking me up right now. Random Brad, good vibes as always, man. Always glad to have you here with us as always.
That's some tangy pineapple.
Ooh, pineapple. Hail Tim Hayes, glad to have you here. Anonymous Gamer, glad to see you here as well. I saw your other comment a minute ago, said Mead Raid or whatever. So it's good to have you here. The Alexa Zorba, nice redirect. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the show tonight. I hope I'm saying this right. Don't fault me for it. Yeek no Mino. Yukonomino? I don't know. Apologize. I probably butchered that horribly. Silly YouTube, no surprise intro blaring in headphones this time.
I think it's ye know me no. Ye know me no.
There's a K there.
No,
K's
I'm I know. That's why I'm saying ye know me no.
Yeah. Deleted scenes, welcome as always. There it is. Midnight's Edge raid. That's what the anonymous gamer said. Cryum as always. Cranky old man. Nerd back in my day. Raids meant something else. Penny raid. I always want to say the other line, but I don't. It's too early, and I don't want to get in trouble. Where it's like, I want to see.
Pan down.
Pan down.
We've got Bush. We've got Bush.
Oh, that is so good. That is such a good movie.
What is hair pie?
What's up, Ace Hadlin? What is this? Those good times.
Back when they used to make good movies.
Yeah. Very good movies. Couldn't get away with it today, but what can you say? What's up, Tyrell72, Inverse Opinion, Dan Blackroyd, greetings. Try to get through some of you guys real quick. Victor Fontaine, welcome and hail to you. Glad to see you here. Sean Stackhouse, it jumped on me. What's up, Sean Stackhouse? Dang it, Tom, put that pineapple on a pizza. No!
Yes.
No!
Yes. Pineapple on pizza is great. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
That's disgusting.
No, it's not. Domino's
pineapple goes bad the moment you put it on pizza, and so does the pizza. Scientific fact.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It tastes nice.
You already have
sweet.
Enough fruit on pizza with tomatoes pretending to be a vegetable. You don't need no more. If you want fruit on a pizza, then you have a fruit pizza.
It's just, why would you want pineapple on a pizza? It's disgusting. Ugh.
It's not that bad.
And I've tried all kinds of shit on pizza before. No.
Yeah. But welcome, Cool Gamer, as well. Welcome, everybody out there watching, everybody. I got to get the things, the new releases, so we can talk a little bit before we get into the picks.
If you want me to, I can just play that video.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, that saves some time. I've been meaning to do some of that stuff myself, but I'm so busy.
Yeah, I spent an hour putting it together again today. I'm like, shit, I forgot that, and then I'm like cranking, trying to get it done at the last minute there. So here we go. Hello, and this is your 4K review news and rumors for the week of April 12th, 2023. It looks like we're going to be getting Cross of Iron in 4K sometime in July. Here's a look at the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumanium exclusives and standard versions. Looks like Paramount will be releasing Minority Report in 4K this year. We may have an idea of what our next Disney exclusive 4Ks may be, The Sword in the Stone and Peter Pan. We also have a first look at The Firm and Vanilla Sky from Paramount in 4K. Also, Terrifier and Terrifier 2 Talladega Nights should be coming soon from Sony, according to rumors. The 1981 My Bloody Valentine is rumored to be coming to 4K. Here's our first look at the 7 4K Blu-ray. Pumpkinhead is also rumored to come to 4K. The 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be coming to 4K just in time for Mutant Mayhem, of course. In the Mouth of Madness is expected in 4K. Here's the look at the Shivers media books. Swamp Thing will be coming from MVD on the 25th of July in both the rated and unrated versions on 4K. Here's a look at all the special versions of Super Mario Brothers from Target, Walmart, and Best Buy. Love Actually will be coming this year. A Simple Plan will finally hit Blu-ray for the first time. Here's your look at Lord of War Steelbook. And Naked Lunch will be coming from Turbine. You can expect Cocaine Bear at the end of May. Also, you can expect The Burning in 4K this year. I'd imagine that's probably Shout Factory. And Night of the Demons is rumored to be coming in 4K as well, the 1988 film. And that's a look at our news and rumors for 4K and Blu-ray.
Nice. I missed Bloody Valentine and Night of the Demons. Them are definitely 4K pickups for me. Saw The Burning, thanks to Runner. But that was awesome. Yes.
I'm burning.
I know Tom had to have held his rage when he mentioned the Ninja Turtles movie.
This is why I said, just in time for Mutant Mayhem. Could you hear the sarcasm in my voice?
That's why I said.
Oh yes.
I'm guessing it's coming from Shout.
I would guess Mouth of Madness is coming from Shout. They have all the Carpenter stuff.
That's what I said.
Yes, that's what you said.
What is it? They released the Blu-ray, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and they did The Burning. They did Night of the Demons.
Did I say that about The Burning? Whichever one I said.
I think you said about The Burning, but they did did do The Burning, Mouth of Madness, My Bloody Valentine, and Night of the Demons. Didn't they do
Night of the Demons? Yeah, I was just gonna say. I think I got
they did all of them. Yeah, it's a great Blu-ray too. So I'd be excited to get that 4K.
I don't even think I've cracked into it, which is another thing that happened on a 4K I'll talk about tonight. I have the Blu-ray somewhere. I don't even know where. And I never even watched it. I got the 4K. I really got to go through my shit and be like, I could go and sell a bunch of Kino and Shout Factory and some Criterion Collection videos right now to a video store. Because I got all these 4K updates now, so
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I
got a couple. Rex was another one that got me last week.
Yes.
I never even opened the other one. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, and they're selling the Kino sales going on right now to April 24th. They got amazing deals, man. I know I haven't gone on to it yet, but I know I have till the 24th, and I'm
gonna be broke.
Biding my time. I know. Me too.
Because there's a handful left that were on this sale that weren't last time. And I'm like, I don't have those. And I went through and there's only a few that I did have that I saw that I'm like, okay. But there's some good deals on there. So check it out.
Yeah, very good deals. Welcome, Brian Barth. Glad to have you here as well. But with all that being said, I hope you guys got some, idea of what's coming there that you want to pick up. I know I saw a good few that I missed that I'm usually up to date with. And thank you for that, Tom, because I'm picking up some of those 4Ks. But Runner, if you're ready to go, you got your first pick ready to go?
Yeah.
Or did you want me to go first? Because I think I have more. Or how many does Runner have?
Yeah, Runner's got 4, so you got more. Let's go. Okay, we'll start with Tom.
Let's do this one first.
That's fine.
Runner did this one last week anyway, so we can talk a little bit about this. This is basically the footnotes version of Ten Commandments. It was all right. Not one of the best looking 4K Blu-rays I've ever seen because this was in the age when they started doing everything with computers. This does look better than the old Blu-ray, I guess, but not necessarily reference quality or anything like that. It doesn't look nearly as good as Cinderella or Heavy Metal, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah,
definitely not Heavy Metal.
But for those who are fans of it for the right price, it's not too bad. So there you go. I can recommend that, I guess. I didn't hate it. It's the first time I ever saw it, but I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just watch the 10 Commandments. I said, this is the 10 Commandments with all the good shit cut out.
Yeah, it's a Cliff Notes version of
Yeah.
the Ten Commandments,
I
but
still have not seen it, so
it's got a decent cast though. Like it's a
Yeah,
hell
the
of a
cast is great. You got Val
hell of
Kilmer, Sandra Bullock. Who's the other chick in it?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Is that who it is? Okay.
Yeah, that's the one who plays
Ralph Fiennes, I
Moses'
think, is the
wife.
bad
Ralph
guy,
Ralph
and then
Fiennes.
um,
Jeff Goldblum's in
Jeff
it.
Goldblum's in it. Yeah, it's got a decent cast. It was one of the DreamWorks' first big movies, but again, you can tell the limitations because they did all the backgrounds and the painting and the cells, like the actual characters are hand drawn, but then they transferred them into computer because like all the carts and everything else is all CGI. So it's like
Yeah.
early. So it's kind of a muddy looking film.
Danny Glover's also in it. Patrick Stewart, Helen Mirren.
Oh yeah, Patrick
Steve
Stewart's
Martin.
in it too. Yeah,
man, it's got a really great cast for
yeah,
real.
it does. And
Yeah.
the
I knew
songs are
some, but not all of
okay.
them.
But again, like I said, it's like the Ten Commandments, all the good shit cut out. So.
And Kilmer plays both Moses and God in
Yeah.
the movie, and you can tell he's trying a lot more with Moses than God. When you hear God talk, it's like, oh, clearly that's Val Kilmer.
Basically, I'd recommend it for you, Greg, because you got kids, especially if you're
Yeah.
religious at all. Like,
Yeah.
but it's a little early introduction before the Ten Commandments because the Ten Commandments can be a little, you know.
I still prefer the Ten Commandments, but I totally get that. They
No,
would
the Ten
definitely-
Commandments is the Ten Commandments
Far
is a better
superior.
movie.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's definitely a
yes.
better movie all around, but like if you want to like introduce a type of story like that to kids, then yeah, Prince of Egypt's a really good one.
Yep. I need to see it. I'll get to it eventually.
And I apologize. I was going to try to get to that last week, and it would have worked better with Runner doing it as well. But sorry.
Nah, you're good.
That was
It
the only Easter
happens.
movie I ended up watching. I wanted to watch Critters 2, and I didn't get to it.
I watched Critters 2, and I watched. I think. No, I didn't. I didn't get to watch much else because it was been spring break. But yeah, I did get to watch Critters 2, but I brought that on last week. Yeah.
I've been watching SpongeBob all fucking week. That's what he's trying to say. No.
I've been watching.
Whatever,
Oh
the
my
kids
god,
watch.
it's horrible stuff. And then have to, but I don't mind being outside for a
You don't
couple
like
hours.
SpongeBob?
Man, I'm like 40 years old. I'm done with SpongeBob.
Okay, old SpongeBob was good. New SpongeBob, not so much.
So here's the thing. There's two types of adults in the age range for SpongeBob. There's like me and Greg's age where we were a little too old for it. And unless you were like really into it because you were a stoner and you sat on your couch for hours and watching it, you just aren't into it. And then there's the other group, like I just said, the stoner people. And I'm one of those, so it's not like I can say, like, I have all those friends though that would sit around and go, SpongeBob is funny. I'm like, not really. It's okay. I mean, but it's a fucking kids show. Sure, there's a few tongue-in-cheek things here and there, but you guys are reading way more into it than
that is true. That is true.
Imagine Greg is a stoner.
But yeah.
I was never really a stoner. My older brother is. My younger brother is. But I was never really a stoner.
Anyhow, so that's my first pick of the night. Get it out of the way. It's done. It's over.
Cool.
It's great.
Cool. Runner, you ready?
Oh yeah, me sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is a Mill Creek release.
Dun, dun, dun.
That is not funny at all. Damn Blackbird. That's just lame. Oh wow, you had a SpongeBob birthday party at Best Buy. Yeah, come up with something.
He's
original.
right. That could have been a little better.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Anyway, what do you got?
What do you got?
I've been streaming all day.
You know. Well, don't have any.
I did go to Walmart, so that's true, but still.
Okay. It's from Mill Creek, so you're not gonna get the best of quality, obviously. These aren't. I gotta be honest with you that these aren't the greatest in quality, but
we give Mill Creek a lot of shit, but they're really not much different than Kino Lorber. It's just they should put a little bit more effort.
Yeah, they gotta get a little more.
The price is right. The effort just ain't there.
Exactly, it's not. Especially I can't say this is like the worst thing ever, but like it's not like amazing quality, but it comes with 5 films. I've watched 3 of them in its full like
Why did
runtime.
you bring it on unless you've watched all 5?
I'm going to explain why.
Alright.
Hold your fucking horses, Tom. Jesus Christ. It's the Van Damme 5-movie collection.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What are in it? What's in it?
So
That's
it comes
his crappy one.
Huh?
That's his crappy collection. That's got all this crap.
Oh, the road button.
Yeah, wait till you hear the titles that are in this. Now I understand why I didn't watch all of them.
Okay, so it comes with
I think I
so
got
one
this one too.
one disc comes with the feature, like a feature film type thing, and then the other one is straight to video type movies. So it comes with Maximum Risk, Double Team, and Universal Soldier: The Return.
Oh yeah, those are bad.
Okay, Double Team is fucking fun. It's
Double
dumb.
Team is probably one of the best ones.
Yeah.
That one's at least fun, and I gotta be honest with you, I didn't hate Universal Soldier: Return.
Yeah.
It's not amazing. It's not good, but like it's like I don't know. I couldn't hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
No.
What about Maximum Risk?
Yeah, that one's all right. That's the one in the hockey place, right?
No, that's
which one's
Sudden
Risk?
Death. Maximum Risk. It's in it with the chick Nicole. What's her name? It's a woman. It's blonde. She's a
yeah,
the hook, though.
Yeah, that's the one.
That doesn't
she was
help.
she was on Desperate Housewives.
None of that is helping. I need the.
I know. I'm trying to think of her name. What Nicholas Sheridan, I believe.
I don't give a shit about who she is. Every one of his movies has a fucking blonde in it.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
I need the hook of the movie. Like, what is the?
I don't remember Maximum Risk, to be honest with you.
I believe the Maximum Risk is like he's protecting her, which is pretty much the same as any other.
Natasha
Henstridge. Yeah, that's her name.
Still ain't helping, guys. Like, I need like the hockey one or the brother one or the boxer one or Bloodsport. Like that, I know.
Well, I already showed Bloodsport and Time Cap. So.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, once you get past like the main ones, it's like I just need to know, like, oh, the one where his brother died and he helps his sister out or his sister-in-law out. That would be Lionheart. Okay,
I
like Lionheart. I need to get that.
Nowhere to Run is where he's like
I honestly couldn't remember Maximum Risk, to be honest with you.
Like, that tells you how good of a set of the Van Damme set is. You don't remember the movie.
Brother, when Maximum Risk, he has a twin too. I see. Maybe I've never seen Maximum Risk.
Replicant is where he has another twin. One's a good one. Yeah, that one's good. Actually, not too bad. It's got Michael Rooker in it.
Let me look this up because I swear I've seen Maximum Risk.
Yeah, I've seen it too. I remember the cover. It's got Van Damme's face and Natasha Henstridge right there beside him, and it's got a blue background. I remember the cover, but I can't remember.
He did have a twin brother in this one too. While seeking answers regarding the death of a twin brother,
oh gosh,
he never knew he had. French cop and his siblings' fiance find themselves. See, he basically takes the same movie every fucking time and This is why I can't keep the shit straight.
Yeah.
Honestly, this was probably. I'll be honest.
What are the other
Maximum Risk was probably one of the more forgettable ones in this set. Double Team, I had fun with.
That's the one he did with Mr.
Is that Rob Schneider or
no, the basketball player?
Oh yeah, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. And Mickey Rourke was also in Double Team. He was the villain.
What's the other one?
And the other disc comes with 2 movies, and they're straight to video. I didn't watch the hardcore, and I tried to watch Second in Command, but I was so fucking bored.
Yeah, them are not top of the line Van Damme movies.
I just couldn't get through it. I was so fucking bored. I'm like,
yeah.
I honestly have a hard time getting through straight to video type movies.
Some of his were bad, and the reason he went straight to video after the 90s, Brad Barth, is because it's another one of those where he kind of just ruined his career, basically, sort of. You know, he kept cheating on his wife, and with multiple women and men, and just thinking he was this and that, and so much bigger than he was. And
Well, Van Damme was kind of one of those guys like the Jai Courtneys and all that stuff where Canon really tried hard to make him a big star. And I mean, he did okay, especially in the video side of things, but I don't think he had too many theatrical hits. And after shit like Street Fighter and shit bombed, like his stock in Hollywood went way down. So like,
yeah.
Mm.
But if you want some like straight to video Van Damme's that's not too bad, I would say check out The Quest, which I think
I
that
heard
actually,
about that.
yeah, I think that
He
actually might have
directed that one.
played in theaters somewhere at one point, but it's actually not a bad movie, and one that's really just cheesy, fantastic that I love. It's oh my gosh, called Desert Heat. It's got Danny Trejo, it's got Mr. Miyagi, it's got Jamie Presley, it's got Van Damme banging two chicks at one time. It's just balls to the wall, crazy, cheesy, bad, straight to DVD movie. I love that one. It's not bad. I check out Desert Heat. It's fun. But yeah,
All
it's
right.
it's a good one.
No, isn't the Quest Van Damme's like directorial debut?
I don't
think
remember if he directed that one or not, but I know it's
I'm pretty
probably
sure he
one of the
directed
better
it.
ones. Yeah, it's more like in like the real true story of like a Bloodsport. The real, yeah, it's more accurate than Bloodsport.
No,
Yeah,
Bloodsport's good though.
yeah, Bloodsport's good, but the Quest is more serious.
Okay, but no, I couldn't get through Second
Yeah,
in Command. It was just
this,
boring.
yeah, I've never even heard of that one. But yeah, this Desert Heat it's not a good movie, but it's so bad it's a good movie. That's what it is.
At least like the feature films that come here, not the like at least they're watchable in my opinion. The Universal Soldier Return isn't like a good movie, but it's at least watchable in my opinion. Was it Michael J. White's pretty good in it?
He's all right.
It is a movie, I guess.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I kind of
Exactly.
hate
At
when
least
they
it's a
kill
movie.
off characters from the first movie because they can't get them all back, and then he gets a daughter, and it's just. But never watched the one where, yeah, just never watched the one where him and Dolph Lundgren both come back. That's a horrible version.
Oh, really? Didn't they make 4?
Oh, they made like 5 or 6, man.
Yeah,
and
I know they
Van
made a
Damme's
lot.
only in 3.
I know. I don't know. I don't know if they made that many, but maybe they did. I know. I know Scott Adkins is in one of them actually.
Yeah.
For what I remember.
Yeah. All right, well, that's not bad. I mean, you could have had better Van Damme movies, but at least you got a nice
I
little Van
showed
Damme
all the good
stat.
Van Damme movies.
And that's the problem.
I showed all the good ones I had. I already showed fucking Street Fighter, which is not a good movie, but I enjoy the shit out of it.
I love Street Fighter. It's crazy.
And I already showed Bloodsport and Time Cop, and I already showed Hard Target too. So
Yeah.
okay, if you want a good Van Damme triple feature,
He's
Hard
French, so
Target,
it's hard
Bloodsport,
target.
Time Cop.
It's hard Darche. And he grabs that snake, and he punches it in the head, and it looks like a giant penis.
I'm just being an ass.
That is a good movie, though.
No, but if you want a good Van Damme triple feature, Bloodsport, Time Cop, Hard Target.
Yeah.
Universal Soldier's probably an honorable mention. That's another good one of his.
Like Kickboxer, Time Cop.
I haven't seen Kickboxer yet.
Sudden Death isn't too bad, where he's in the hockey ring.
Yeah.
I want to watch
More
Double
rings,
Impact
okay.
because of that goddamn trailer you guys.
Double Impact. Oh no!
Dos?
Dos. A cynical. I know what you mean here, but this is hilarious.
I'm going to punch you in the cock.
The kickboxer.
He had a special force. I can hit you from the cock from here.
Watch me do the splits.
I will do the splits and hit you in the cock. He was the cock boxer. Watch what I do to your penis.
Ah!
You sicko, you got jizz all over me. Oh
no. Dos.
Jesus Christ.
Those?
Fucking
No, I'm
hell,
not
man.
again.
What
All
the
right.
fuck?
Okay.
You
I
had
guess,
to go. You had to go there. God damn
I
it.
guess we'll go into me. I don't know how I follow that, but we'll go to me. I don't think you've seen this one, Tom. I remember you saying you haven't seen it. I don't think. And Runner, I
The
don't think you've seen
Cockboxer.
it. The Cockboxer Part 2. This time
Oh.
it's hanging low.
Those?
Those. No, I watched In the Heart of the Sea here with
Oh, it's the Moby Dick story.
the Moby Dick story with Chris Hemsworth. Great cast, by the way. Chris Hemsworth, Cillian Murphy, Tom Holland, bunch of other cool people. It's a good movie. I actually really enjoy this movie.
Now I actually know the true story that Moby Dick is based on, so I wonder
This
if
is
that's
what it's supposed to be. The true
I wonder how
story.
accurate that is because, like, yeah, it's more so not so much that the guy was chasing one single whale. It was the fact that they were he took them out of the ordinary
Yeah.
zone
Yeah.
because the whaling was so shitty where they were at, and he kept pressing on and pressing on and pressing on,
Mm-hmm.
and he ended up most of the crew went crazy, and then I think didn't they end up on some fucking island with cannibals
Yeah.
and shit? Like,
Well, they leave out the cannibals.
The fucked up part. I can't remember that, but like the fucking part, you can find the true story on YouTube. Someone did a great job.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
It's like, why didn't they just make that the story? That's infinitely more interesting than the rest. And like only like 2 of the crew survived, and that's the only reason the story ever got out or something like that. But
Yeah. Essentially, everything you said is what this movie is. Other than they take out the cannibals, I would say this is probably about 80%
Well, it may not have been
accurate.
cannibals, but they end up like on an island or something like that, and most of
They
them
do
got
end up.
killed or
They
something or other. But yeah.
This is essentially, I think, what people really thought was like this was going to be like Moby Dick about the whales. It's
Actually,
really
I
not.
think they were the ones who were cannibalizing each other.
Yeah,
on the
they
boat.
cannibal. Yes,
Yeah,
they
that's
do. They
what it
do
was,
talk about
yeah.
that. They do talk about that. Yeah. So essentially, it's Chris Hemsworth is the first mate. Ben Winshaw, who plays the
Now I gotta
captain.
see this.
Yeah, he was Ben Winshaw plays the captain. He's an inexperienced captain. He's rich. He comes from a wealthy family. Chris Hemsworth is was poor. You know, he was supposed to be captain, but he's not. And they don't really get along. But they go out whaling, and the captain is trying to prove that he's the man. He's better than Chris. He's better than everybody. He's going to take them. So he takes them out well past where they're supposed to go, and the big white whale attacks them, destroys their ship. And it comes down to 3 boats, and it's basically about madness and these 2 men, how they they just didn't get along and they fucked everything up basically. So basically the whale chases them in these little boats after it destroys it. They get stuck on the island, like Tom said. They do eat one, like a couple people here and there. They take turns to see who's going to kill himself so they can eat them. They get stuck on that island. It turns out, let's see, Chris Hemsworth, the captain, Tom Holland. Tom Holland is the guy that actually told the story. It starts with Herman Melville coming to him as an adult, played by, oh my God, what is his name? He's from the Harry Potter movies, tons of other movies. I can't remember his name. You ever seen Lake Placid?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's the cop. He's the cop.
Oh God, it's been so many years though.
I know, I can't think of his name. And Harry Potter, he's the guy, the teacher with the one eye and everything. I can't remember his name at the moment.
Oh, that guy. I forget his name.
He plays Tom Holland all grown up, and he tells the story to Herman Melville of what happened to him and the crew of the Essex. And so that's where it starts, and Herman Melville's writing it down, taking his Brendan Gleeson. Thank you, deleted scenes. That's his name. So flashback to that. Yeah, it flashes back to them on the seas and all that, and it's a really good movie. It's really well told, pretty good special effects. Ron Howard directed it. The whale is pretty good, but I think where people got lost in this movie is they thought it was Moby Dick. The whale is really non important at all. It's not he's just there to like destroy the ship and get them onto the boats and get them crazy. And the truth of the story is there was 3 lifeboats filled with crew, and the 3rd lifeboat was never found. Nobody ever knows what happened to that lifeboat. The only 2 were found. 2 lifeboats were found.
I got a question. about
Yeah.
the movie. Was the
Yeah.
whale played by Brendan Fraser?
No, but it did pretty good.
Sorry, that was a terrible joke.
uh, yeah, it does drag a bit. I will say it's a little long in the tooth. It does drag a bit, and yes, the captain is such a moron. And the guy that he's playing actually had two more incidents after he got back on ships, and he never sailed again because they thought he was cursed. So the captain, he was an unlucky captain to sail with in real life. And yeah, he's just an utter moron, and he won't listen to anybody because he's just, I'm rich and I'm the captain, and I could tell everybody what to do.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say after seeing that cover, I'm just like, yeah, not interested.
It's actually really good. That's the thing.
It probably is. It's not a movie I'm gonna go rush out to see. You know.
No, I mean no, but if you give it a chance, you may like it. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed the movie, so of course I bought it on 4K. I have it, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's if you're looking for like a Moby Dick movie, it's not Moby Dick. It's about the crew and how they descended into madness.
Yeah, they
and
call
how
him Dobie Mick in this one.
it's about the crew and how they descended into madness, and how these two guys just couldn't get along, and the captain would just refuse to listen to anybody, and it just made situations so much worse.
Well, and that's why in the book the white whale is more of a metaphor,
yes,
right, than an actual thing. But
yeah, you can tell that what's his name, Ahab, is a combination of both the captain and the first mate. He like combined them into one person. So yeah. But yeah, if you give it a chance, you may enjoy it. It's 2 hours. It could have been shorter, but it's not bad in my opinion. I think it's one of the last good movies before everything went to shit. It was like made in 2015 or 2016
I'd
or
actually forgotten
2015
about it until you just brought it up again.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I can understand if nobody liked it. If you don't want to see it, I get it. It's not for everybody, but I enjoyed it.
Check it out because I saw that documentary about the real story now, and I want to see that. So
yeah, I mean, it's got a great cast. Cillian Murphy is awesome in it. He plays a really great character.
He's great at anything.
Yeah, and it does. It does get you there here and there in places where you kind of get a little, like really invested into the movie. But yeah, like Daniel Blackwell said, the well is pretty cool. The crew are a bunch of dumbasses. The captain was a moron, but it's a fun story.
That seems kind of
well, like I said, the guy in real life, the real captain, legitimately had 2 more incidents after that. Yeah. And they branded him as a curse, and he would never sell again. Nobody would ever sell with him, and he never got another captainship. So, yeah. But that was my first pick of the night. So if you're ready, Tom, we're ready.
Yeah, actually, mine's based on a true story as well. Oddly enough,
right.
And it is Star Trek. No, I'm just kidding. It is The Hunter with Steve McQueen, his last film he made before he passed away. Kino just released this.
Nice.
And it's a 4K master, so chances are we're going to get this in 4K before too long. But this is a good movie. It's a really damn good movie. It's about a real-life bounty hunter. And what's weird is it almost feels like it'd be a great TV pilot. Really? Right? But it's about Ralph Papa Thorson. And he has a few different adventures in this, but it's the basic thing that kind of wraps around everything is somebody's trying to kill him. But it has a very young LeVar Burton in it, which is kind of weird, but he's actually pretty good in it. And again, like it feels like it'd been a great TV show, but again, sadly, we lost Steve McQueen. But even if they had done it as a show without him with somebody else, I think it would have worked. Because, it just kind of runs under this idea that bounty hunters have kind of a lot more rights than cops do in certain respects.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's just kind of it's weird. This is the second bounty hunter movie I'll have tonight, actually. But my movies are all over the place here, so yeah. But no, I liked it quite a bit. I can recommend it. I think it's only like $15 anyway, so you could probably get it on. I don't know if it's on the sale right now, but you probably will get it eventually on the sale. If not, just wait for the 4K. But yeah, I can recommend it.
Sounds good. I don't think I've seen that one, good. So yeah, sounds good. the original Dog the Bounty Hunter. So
Pretty much.
yeah.
I mean, he's like this hippie ass kind of like. It's almost got like a weird quasi Beverly Hills Cop kind of feel to it too, in a weird way, just because of the way McQueen is. He's just kind of a wry
He's got
kind of
that.
guy.
He's got that sensibility about him.
Yeah, just kind of the way he does things, and you could have seen how I could have seen this being like a series for him, sadly, but
Mm,
yeah, but there is a real guy that this is based on, so like, yeah, it's pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah, I may have to do what Victor Fontaine says here. He might be holding up for the 4K. I don't know. I mean, if I can get it on the sale, I might pick up the
I'll hold.
Blu-ray.
I'll hold off on the 4K.
It does look
I
really
know.
good on Blu-ray though, too. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's Keanu
no
Lord.
real special
Yeah.
features to speak of, just an audio commentary by film historians. So
Yeah. All right.
yeah,
Well, cool. I wish we could talk a little more about that one, but
I know nobody else has seen it. It's one of his. Like I said, it's sad because it's his last film, but yeah, it's it's one of my. Of all the Steve McQueen films I've been watching lately, aside from the obvious ones,
Mhm.
of the newer ones I've watched that I haven't, not new, quote unquote, the ones I had never seen before, it's actually one of my favorites. So yeah,
Nice. I mean, I like Steve McQueen. I liked his Wanted Dead or Alive show. I liked some of the ones you brought on, so I definitely going to check that one. I don't think I've seen that one, so I definitely going to check that out. All right, good pick, good pick. Runner, are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
he's on delay. His brain, not the
You oh, fuck you.
No, he is actually on delay. See,
Yeah.
at least like 5 seconds. You might want to refresh.
Clearly. Really?
Should I wait another 5 seconds and say really?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna refresh. I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, look at that ugly
I'm back.
Dude,
guy. Go on, Runner.
Does it sound better?
Yeah, actually it does.
Okay, good.
yeah, you're actually answering right away instead of like,
Delayed.
oh, okay, yeah, like 5 seconds after somebody says something.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't be an issue, but eventually we're going to start talking over each other. That's when a
Yeah.
lot of people think we're interrupting
I
each
know.
other and shit. That's what's actually going on, guys, just so you know.
Yeah,
Because I get
know.
accused of it a lot, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I've gotten
Yeah.
accused of it too.
Because StreamYards is always playing catch up sometimes with this stuff. So even in the midst
Mhm.
of stuff, we're always delayed by a few seconds here or there, even sometimes more.
Yeah, this movie, I wouldn't be surprised if you two haven't seen it. And don't say you haven't seen it. I guarantee you have. It's a Stallone.
I seen it.
It's a Stallone flick. Also co-starring Arnold. Escape Plan.
No, yeah, I've seen
You want to get out of here? Let's
it.
do this.
Boom. End of story.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one. That's not a bad
No,
one.
it's a pretty simple
The sequels suck.
escape.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they're
do
horrible.
they?
They're not even like really in it. It's some
He's
Asian
in the
dude really.
second. He's in the second one. Not Sly or Sly is, but not
Yeah.
Stallone
No,
or Schwarzenegger. Jesus. The
Yeah.
third one, Sly's barely in.
yeah.
Like,
I
that
found
feels
it
like
fun-
it's a setup for like a TV show or some shit.
I found it funny how Tom was like, "Oh, Stallone's in it, but not Sly."
I knew what I meant, motherfucker.
I know.
It's Frank Stallone, man. It's not a bad little movie, but it's nothing to scream home about. So
No, I got this for dirt fucking cheap on Black Friday.
yeah, that's like a really super cheap one.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
if you want to get this on Black Friday type thing, then yeah, I wouldn't pay full price with this.
Yeah. I mean, it has its moments. Vincent D'Onofrio is pretty good in it.
Oh yeah, he is in it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Vinny Jones is in
Yeah,
it.
the first one's really good.
Yeah. How did Stallone and Schwarzenegger appear together? They got on camera.
Well, it was
Or
one of those things. They tried for years to get them in a movie together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, after they did the Expendables, and they kind of wanted to do a movie, so that's essentially how it happened. They found a project they agreed on. So there you go.
that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing like special, but it's a decent popcorn flick.
Yeah. And Tyrell said that was a one and done for him. So
No, I can totally see that. I can totally see that, and I think I got it for like less than $10. So if you can pay that much for it, then yeah, I'd say get it.
nice, nice. All right, you want to say any more, or you want to move on?
Yeah, it's a really basic story. There's nothing really to say. Well, the title basically spoils it for you. Escape. They
Escape
escape.
plane.
They
Yes,
escape somehow. It's I
Stallone
mean,
is an escape expert of prisons, and they put him into this unescapable prison. I think he
there's
designed it, maybe, or it was designed from all of his attempts where he escaped. That's what it was. So every prison he escaped, they built this prison so that he couldn't get out, and then he has to get
yeah,
Schwarzenegger out.
basically the whole thing is that Stallone is like this really good like escape artist. Like he escaped his first like prison cell, and then later he was kidnapped to get into this cell that Arnold is in, and then they work together, and yeah, they escape. The end.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, I did not watch it on my phone. I don't know why that's important, but no.
Because you don't watch movies on your phone, Runner.
I watch them when I'm very
Everybody
sick.
knows that.
I'll watch them on my phone if I'm like very fucking sick and I want to like stay in bed.
It happens.
Well, you have to
I
be
mean, I
sick to
don't,
watch a
but
movie on a phone.
I mean, I got a TV in my room. I just turn it
Sick in
on
the
if I'm laying in
head.
bed. So
Yeah, but like sometimes I'd rather lay in my bed than my couch. But that's just me.
I get you.
Okay.
I mean, I can lay in bed and watch my TV, but I'm
Yeah.
just picking on you, Runner. I'm just picking on you.
Yeah, well, your room's different than me, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't live in my mom's basement though, so
You are such a bastard, you know
I
that.
know. I'm sorry, Runner. I
You're
apologize.
such a dick.
All right, I guess we'll go to me. I'm sure most of you guys, if you haven't watched it, I'm sure you guys will. But I did do a video on this earlier. I finally picked this movie up here. I've been wanting to get for a while, especially since the Scream Factory one went OOP. But turn on Disturbing Behavior. I got the MVD rewind. Disturbing Behavior from the '90s. It's very '90s. I enjoy the movie. It's a fun movie. It's not going to win any awards. I truly would love to see one day the director's full cut of the film because they cut out 31 minutes of the film. Uh, they made it an 84-minute movie, which is fine because it's a nice, quick 84 minutes. But it's like Tom's and I has talked about. It suffers from the Scream effect, where they tried to, they went back and made it. They tried to make it more
Yeah.
Scream like.
It
Sadly,
it kind of looks like that.
just the cover does because that's the artwork they did in the
They
'90s.
tried to sell it that way, but you could clearly. I think I seen that in the drive-in, and you could tell it was like as I got into it, I'm like, yeah, this is not the movie they were advertising exactly.
Yeah, and it was for you can tell there's. I mean, I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy the movie as is, but you can tell there's another movie in there, a darker, more serious movie. Considering some of the threads that were left in the movie that weren't edited out, and I was listening to David Nutter, who directed. He was also on X Files. I was watching the deleted scenes, and it was just like. It was truly heartbreaking listening to the guy talk about, yeah, they made me cut this out, and I really liked the scene and this performance, and I really felt this added this to the movie, but they took it out. It was like, oh my god, dude, you're gonna make me cry just listening to you. But it's a basically James Marsden and his sister and his family moved to this small town called Cradle Bay, and there's a group of kids there called the Blue Ribbons that are basically like the greatest, best kids in the world. But every time they get horny, they start basically killing people or hurting each other. It turns out Bruce Greenwood, who plays this doctor, is like it's the Stepford Wives for teenagers. He's like experimenting on these kids and trying to make them perfect, but it's not working. And so that's where the horror plays. You can tell there was it's much more deeper movie in there, but they went back and the studio took it over and reshot it, made it more Scream like, and you get what it is.
It had a great soundtrack.
It did. It has an awesome 90s rock soundtrack.
Even though Flagpole Sitta wasn't on the soundtrack proper, was it?
Yeah. That's kind of funny, though, because it's like very prominent in the movie.
I know. It was all over the
in the trailers.
Got You Where I Want You is on the soundtrack.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. I mean, it's not going to blow your socks off. It's not going to be like something that you would expect just to be like whatever, but I enjoy it. It's fun. I really wish they would do a 4K or a new Blu-ray scan with the whole 115-minute cut of the film. But I'm glad to have it because the Scream Factory one went out of print quick and it was going for outrageous amounts of money. And I believe this is exactly the same. Same scan, same special features, just now it's MVD. So
I'm surprised you didn't mention Katie Holmes once.
Katie Holmes is smoking hot in the movie, by the way.
Oh, she's smoking hot in almost anything.
Smoking hot in this movie. I mean, when they first show her and she stands up in that truck and she's got that belly shirt on and she's dancing. Damn.
Have you seen the movie Go?
Yes.
That's a good movie. I like her in that.
That's not bad.
She was hot in that movie.
Yes, Flagpole Sitta. Paranoia, everybody's coming to get me.
No, but
they never met me.
I have heard.
Run it up the flagpole and see. I think you might like it, Runner. Actually,
no one ever does.
I have a feeling I would.
Yeah.
I'm not sick, but I'm not well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the original title is called Red Letters. That was the first thing that changed. Oh, I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that. I didn't watch the commentary.
I want you.
I
want you. I thought that was the Foo Fighters the first time I heard it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's got that's something right there. It's got an awesome, truly amazing soundtrack. It really does. There you go for your Mead radio, Tom.
Oh, I already played it. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
I haven't played
Flagpole. I think I heard
while.
some of that.
I played "Got You Where I Want You" not too long ago. I should play Flagpole though. It's been a while since I played that.
I thought I heard that.
I might
there
have.
You go. Play that. But yeah.
Everybody's coming to get me.
It'll be stuck in everybody's head now because it's been in my damn head since I watched the movie, especially when they're at the sanitarium and that's when it comes on and they're running out and all the crazy people. But yeah, so if you guys want to get this copy MVD. It's way cheaper than the Scream Factory one because the Scream Factory one's out of print. Get it while you can. Comes with a cool little poster. And it's a fun little movie. And check out my review I did of it on my channel. But if you're ready, Tom, to you.
Yes. I watched 3 of the 4 Star Trek films.
Live long and prosper.
That were released. I didn't get to Nemesis yet, but speaking of LeVar Burton, but yeah, so we have varying degrees of quality on each front. Generations looks the best of all of them. I did preview Nemesis just to take a look at how it looked, and that one did look the least. Because, of course, that's the closer to the modern day with CGI and all that business. But Generations has most of the optical effects and stuff like that. Not as much CGI and whatnot. And in-camera shit. Miniatures and whatnot. So it looks really good. The movie itself. It is what it is. It's kind of stupid. But
it's the
first one I saw in the theater. So it has that going for it. First Contact is probably the fan favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Some more plot holes there, but not as many as the last film. You get, action film Picard, though. A lot of people don't like that, but hey. Then you got Insurrection, which is probably the most underrated of the bunch, because this is probably the one that's the most like the actual series. In fact, it kind of seems to rip off a few TNG episodes.
Yeah, it always reminded me of like their 2-part season finale type things.
But of the three, it's the least stupid. Like, I mean, I know people usually like First Contact. They're like, hey, I like dude, there's some plot holes and shit with First Contact and all the like. Anybody who's a nerd when it comes to the show will tell you everything that's wrong with First Contact. Like, yeah, it's still a fan favorite, but let's be real here. This one probably has the least dumb shit in it. There's still some dumb shit in it, don't get me wrong. But it's kind of like the least of the dumb shit of the TNG films. So there you go. I watched those, and yeah, like I said, varying quality. This one, of course, looks the best. First Contact looks really good. Insurrection looks decent. Nemesis, though, when I get to that, I can tell you already that one's not as good looking because of the camera stock and the amount of, visual effects they did through computer and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So the layers of the scanning technology at the time for all the scenes that had to have digital effects and stuff was not as good as it is now, for instance. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking for. I haven't got mine yet because honestly, I'm kind of saving up for the Superman set so I can get that. But that's one of my next purchases to get. Yeah, I enjoy the Generation movies. I prefer First Contact, but you're not wrong. Insurrection is the one that feels the most Star Trek: The Next Generation. Like I said, to me, it feels like one of their 2-part season finales. If you know what I'm talking about.
Well, the problem with First Contact is you have this whole idea that, first of all, they've never had a problem sending Picard into any situation with Borg before, even though, this time all of a sudden they got a fucking problem. Right? It's like, if anything, he should be the guy to be there because he knows the most about him. In fact, as soon as he shows up, he's like, everybody fire in the same spot at once. It's like, yeah. Okay, why wasn't he there to begin with? And then don't even get me started on the whole Worf business and all that shit and why he's there. We're not going to get all past into that shit. Then you get into the Borg crap to where it's like, this man was actually one of the people that was brought back from being a Borg along with other people. And he's just sitting here shooting people left and right. It's like, if they start to change, take them out. You'll trust me. I'll be doing them a favor. It's like, wait a minute here.
Yeah, save me, don't save them.
Yeah, it's a little hypocritical. Like, there's a bunch of shit. It's just because Patrick Stewart wanted Picard to be, basically an action star. And this is also the one where they give the fucking empath the goddamn controls to the ship.
What's the first thing she does?
Crash the fucking ship. Which I guess if that was your goal, I mean... Fuck, Jesus. There's just and I used to love these as a teenager, but back then I didn't question a lot of this shit. Just like the Nemesis one, like that could have been a decent one. But right. Why didn't Picard just go back before everybody died and when he had Malcolm McDowell in his grasp? He didn't even need Kirk then. Like, I know. So yeah, that's the only reason I can come up with an answer as to why. It's like, he's like I'm going to go back and stop him before he destroys them. It's like, go back farther, you dumb shit. And what the fuck do you need Shatner for? You got this. You got Data. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Just watch Galaxy Quest, man. They do it better.
Yeah. What? So then you got Shatner dying under the bridge, with his final words being "oh my," which I do kind of find hilarious. But no, like, again, they are what they are. Are they nearly as good as the original films? Fuck no. And to answer your question, Bryant Barth, what is the best one? I guess it depends on your taste, but the fan favorite has always been Wrath of Khan.
That's what I was going to say, Wrath of Khan.
Box office wise, it's Star Trek 4.
Yeah, that's true. Wrath of Khan or Undiscovered Country. I'd say Wrath of Khan though, but yeah.
Yeah, Undiscovered Country is really good. I mean, I like all the original Star Trek.
Me too. So. I like the first one too. I know a lot of people hate it, but I think the first one is a really good movie.
Well,
So-
that again is the one that's closest to an original episode. So
exactly.
You know, it's funny. I was Nerdporial Lifeform, like backstage before I went live on Monday. Talked to me about Star Trek, and he's been like trying to get me into watching Star Trek, and I'm like, yeah, I've been wanting a Trekkie to sort of guide me through which episodes to fucking watch because it's all confusing and shit. And then he talks about the movies, and he's like, "Oh, motion pictures, crap," and I'm like, "Oh, I've heard some okay things about it. I don't know." That one seems like the most divisive, I think, of the original.
It is the most divisive of the originals because a lot of people don't like it, but I do like it. And to be honest, if you're looking to get into Star Trek, I would say start with the original series. But in your case,
No,
the movies will probably just play fine for you. Just watch the movies.
Yeah, I mean, I have watched some episodes of TOS, and like I think they're decent. At least some of the ones I watched, but
I mean, of course, the next generation is going to be your speed,
that's
and
what I've
probably Deep
heard.
Space Nine because Deep Space Nine is awesome. But to me, Star Trek will always be the original series. That's my favorite Star Trek series. So that's why I always tell
No,
people
but
to start
yeah,
with the original series because it
yeah, I
sets up
know.
everything. It
Well,
sets up
no, but
everything.
like I know, and the thing is I know a lot of fans are like, "Oh no, you got to watch the episodes in this specific order. You cannot go to the order that a streaming service gives you, or
Yeah,
however."
another thing for streaming, and I think is it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tom. Are they still out of order on the Blu-ray and DVD releases as well?
the Star Trek episodes.
Yeah, like I know the next generation episodes are actually out of order on streaming, so I can't
Oh,
remember
on
if they're on.
streaming maybe, but they're definitely
Yeah,
not on disc. There's no
okay. I
way
thought
that
they were
Hobbit
fixed
would have
on the
let that
disc.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no.
yeah, on disc they're fine. Streamings they are out of order. That sucks.
Yeah, I know that's why I haven't watched a lot of episodes because I'm like, well, if it's like all like mixed up and shit, like then that's just gonna be tough enough for me. I don't know.
But I'm anxious to pick up these. At least personally, I at least want First Contact and Insurrection. Truly, them were my favorite two of the movies. I totally get it though, Tom, with the plot holes and stuff. Especially now that I'm grown up and I know more about Star Trek than I did when I was actually watching them. So, but those were always my two favorites, and yes, they're nowhere near as good as the original movies or the Next Generation series themselves, but they hold a special place in my heart. So I'm anxious to get them on 4K. But with that being said, anything else, Tom, before we move to Runner?
No, not much else to say about them. As far as I know, I think the Blu-rays are the new remastered versions that are with those. So yeah.
All right, cool. Runner, what do you have?
I this is a one that Tom showed, and it's also getting it's the 4K from Universal, but Arrow's releasing it on 4K. They announced it. It's Kevin Costner in Waterworld.
He's gonna drink his pee. Watch out.
Yeah, I know that scene was fucking weird. I remember seeing that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Which one?
Waterworld.
Oh, World.
It's
Because
the
that's
4K.
getting re-released now again. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. It's getting re-released from Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian Barth, as far as I know, yes, he's gone. As far as I know, I believe I just heard that Matthew McConaughey has. Sorry, Runner, didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, that's fine.
I think Matthew McConaughey has signed on.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But anyways, go on, Runner.
It's it's an alright movie. I don't love it, but I don't like dislike it. I mean, it's fun at times, but like it's not like the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's an interesting concept for sure.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember bits and pieces. And I do remember Dennis Hopper being awesome in it.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great. Him and Kevin Costner are great in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know what else to say about it.
I know. I mean, I do. Like I said, I like the idea a lot. I do find it funny how I guess the director of the movie tried to ask Steven Spielberg, um, how like like how he like shot Jaws in water, and he just told him not to do it.
Yeah,
I think all that's like pretty funny,
yeah.
but yeah, I've only seen the theatrical cut, not the 3 hour extended cut thing.
I've never seen a 3 hour cut myself either, so I've still only seen
Yeah,
theatrical
yeah,
one.
because I'll be honest with you, one of my problems with the movie, and maybe this is just me, I don't know if this is a unpopular opinion or not, but I think you could have cut a decent amount of the movie off to make it shorter.
Isn't that what a lot of people have been saying about movies nowadays?
I know, like, no, because like the very end, like, drags like a motherfucker. Like once they're on land, it's like, and I'm like, why is the movie still playing? Like, you could just end it, honestly. Like, you can end it in like a really shorter like way. Like, it doesn't have to drag.
Okay,
I don't know. That was just me though.
I get you.
Like 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 this the movie honestly could have been edited in like a reasonable length.
Kevin Costner loves his epics, so
I guess. And speaking of Dennis Hopper, who's great in this, and he's great in almost anything. And there was someone in the chat talked a little bit about the Mario movie. I tried watching the '90s Mario movie. I turned it off after 20 minutes.
I like it. I think it's a
I
good
I
movie.
know you like it. I couldn't get through it. The new movie is far superior as far as I'm concerned.
All right. I guess
Not
we'll
not
move.
not even Dennis Hopper could save that movie.
Dennis Hopper is one of the best parts of that movie.
Oh, I
But
get.
that
Oh,
movie
I
is
bet.
awesome.
I bet he is. Oh, I bet he is. But the movie's shit.
Oh, I love
I
it.
don't know. I just. Oh yeah, I have no taste because I don't like a shitty movie. You can like shitty movies. I like shitty movies too. I like Mission Impossible 2, okay? It's a bad movie, but I enjoy the shit out of
Now
it.
that is a horrible movie. I don't think I'll watch again.
I'm not and I'm admitting it's a bad movie, but I enjoy it. Kind of like how you like the fucking Mario movie. The '90s one.
Alright. The fake eyeball scene, chase scene was epic. I love that scene. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Jack Black is in Waterworld. So preachers, preachers.
Dude, that song got stuck in my head.
It's in everybody's head. But I'll move on to me if you're done, runner.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm not sure if I've brought this one on before. I don't remember if I did or not didn't. And now that I realize what I'm bringing on, it may stir up some stuff, but it was not on purpose. But I got the Explorers Shout Select. I don't know if I've brought this one on before.
I don't think so.
Don't think so? Okay. I love this movie. It's a great, fun little movie. I reverse covered there to the original cover art. It looks good. This is one of the better Shout Selects. It's got a couple new special features. It's got science fiction fairy tale. The story of explorers includes new interviews with director Joe Dante, screenwriter Eric Luke, star Ethan Hawke, and more, and new deleted scenes with optional commentary. So it's one of the better, Shout Select titles. I really enjoyed it. It's a great, fun story about believing in yourself and dreaming big. And of course you can tell how quick it had to be rushed once they got to space and met the aliens and all that. And but it's a fun movie. I love it. It's great. I mean, of course you got all the good Joe Dante people in here in Ethan Hawke's first movie. It's cool. And also, yeah, if I didn't say, this includes both the theatrical cut and the VHS cut, because when it came to VHS, they edited out like a couple minutes or something like that,
I was gonna
changed
say
some scenes around.
I was gonna say a VHS cut.
Well, I say that because that's when it was released. It was released on VHS.
Nah,
The,
okay. That's
yeah,
just interesting.
home
I've ne-
video cut.
I've never heard I've never heard anyone call something a VHS cut. Like I
Well,
never
there
knew that was
is.
a
There's
thing.
some, like, sometimes when they released them on to VHS or Beta or Laserdisc, whatever, were changed from the theatrical presentation. They changed them.
You know what's funny? I actually have that same Blu-ray.
It's
I just
good. It's
I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. It does.
I
Speaking of Star Trek, Robert Picardo is in this, and he plays the Doctor in Voyager, the medical hologram. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I picked it up at Best Buy one day. So fuck you.
No, it's a good. It's a fuck your Best Buy. It's a
I
good movie.
know. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were
It's
gonna say
essentially
that.
about these three kids. Ethan Hawke is
That's
like the
Ethan Hawke
kid,
and River Phoenix.
River Phoenix, and I can't remember the other kid. I can't remember his name. He was. I don't think he ever really became famous. But it's these three kids, and they're the nerdy, like Goonies type kids. Ethan Hawke dreams of space and sci-fi, and he's into all that cool stuff. And they get contacted by like aliens. They build this little ship, and they fly up, and they talk to them. But it's not exactly the movie Joe Dante wanted, which he explains in the special features stuff. He had much more he wanted to do with it, more with the aliens and stuff, but he came into it and they had to cut it back, scale it back, cut back money. So it's not exactly the movie he wanted. It's not what he intended, but a lot of people like it. I like it. It's a pretty good movie. So, Explorers, check it out.
That's good to hear. I do like Joe Dante.
Yeah.
Good director.
Yeah, it's got all of his cast of characters in it as always. Robert Picardo, what's his name? Dick. What is his name? Help me out, Steven. I know you deleted scenes.
Dick
I know
Miller.
Dick Miller. Thank you. I wanted to say Dick Durock, but that's Swamp Thing, and I know it's Dick Miller.
I was gonna say Dick Hole, but nah.
Yes, if you ever watch the show Stranger Things, this is one of the movies that inspired Stranger Things. I mean, tons of 80s. That's the whole thing is like with that show. But this is one of the one of the influences, along with The Thing, Nightmare on Elm Street, all that stuff. So, it's a good movie. So, check it out. I think you'd enjoy it, Runner.
I bet I would.
Yeah,
I did pick it up for a pretty decent price, so yeah.
yeah. It's not bad price at all. So,
Yeah, for something that's a shout select, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But Tom, to you, if you're ready for your next pick.
All right. Speaking of connections, as I said, I had one about a bounty hunter. This is also the one I was mentioning that I have on Blu-ray, but I don't even know where the fuck it's at, and I know I haven't watched it yet because this is the first time I've ever seen it, or at least that I remember, because it came out so long ago. Midnight Run with Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin.
Great movie.
Directed by Martin Brest, of course, best known for Beverly Hills Cop. It also has Yaphet Kotto in it. John Ashton, of course, from Beverly Hills Cop. Joe Pants is in it. Dennis Farina's in it. Excellent film. Great soundtrack. Danny Elfman did the score. It was one of his earlier ones, too.
Nice.
And yeah, the only thing I would say I didn't like about it, this is one of those rare occasions where I would say they could have left like another 10 or so minutes maybe into it, even though it is already 2 hours long, because you don't really get to know Charles Grodin's character all that well. He is so reserved and throughout the movie that up until like the part where he starts kind of coming out of his shell, we only learn so much, but it kind of gives you like would Robert De Niro really kind of like this guy that much? They should have given us a little bit more maybe, but that's my only real complaint about it, because otherwise it's a excellent film as far as I'm concerned. I thought it was a great watch. It kept you entertained for 2 hours, and looks great on 4K Blu-ray. There's a nice selection of extras. I just wish I hadn't bought it not too long ago. But like, yeah,
that was typical shout. Yeah, I like Midnight Run. So many people copied that formula of buddy movies since that movie. Yeah, if I remember correctly, the sequel stars Shooter McGavin.
I
I
didn't know there
can't.
was a sequel.
There is a Midnight Run too, and I believe it stars Shooter from Happy Gilmore, Shooter McGavin, and can't remember the other guy. I don't think they're playing. They might be playing the same people. Shooter McGavin might be playing Robert De Niro's role. I don't know. I can't remember, but it's not very good. But Midnight Run, I
First time
think
hearing of it.
yeah, Midnight Run is a good one. Oh, you'll have to look it up. It exists. I saw it at
Was it like
Walmart
a
once.
straight to video or TV movie or
I
something, or
think
what?
it might have been a straight to video sequel, not a TV
Had to
movie.
be, I guess, because
Yeah.
yeah.
I seen it in a set at Walmart once with a bunch of like movies. You know what I mean? Like they have sometimes. And I was like, I didn't even know they made a sequel till I saw that, and I was like, they made a sequel to Midnight Run. But yeah, I get you. I feel you. Charles Grodin could have maybe used a little more character development, but it's a great movie. It's fun. I love the chemistry between the two, and like the story of him trying to get him to where he needs to be and all that. So yeah, I got to pick up the 4K. I forgot it was out, and there's another one I forgot was out, which I'm hopefully getting this weekend, and be for next show.
Is it a good? Is it a good transfer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I was wrong. It was a TV show one season. Okay. There you go. That had to have been what it was. I thought
It's
it was.
Universal though, so as long as it's from the negative, Universals have been fairly consistent.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Get you. It's. I mean, is that one of the Shout Select ones?
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember if my other one had a fucking slip cover or not. So that's what I was looking for. I'm like, shit, I'll just take the slip cover off if it does. Cause I hate that when they don't have. I've been
know.
getting so used to them, and they just look nicer on the shelf. We talked about that.
They do.
Yeah,
They do. And
slip covers do look really good on.
I've
shelf.
seen people doing that now, like with how you brought on that oh my god, my mind's going crazy on me tonight all of a sudden. Streets of Fire. I've seen people putting their Streets of Fire slipcover on their 4K from their Blu-rays. So people are starting to do that like now, Tom. So because they're not giving them.
I know some people make their own slipcovers. I might do that sometime.
Yeah, some people do. Yeah.
Give it good artwork, you know.
Yeah.
If something's like, if I don't have a slipcover or shit artwork type thing, I don't know.
I wonder how many people at the video store hired Midnight Express instead and had a very different movie. Oh, got Midnight Express instead had a different movie experience. That's true. That would have been funny. All right. If you're ready, we'll go to you, Runner. If you're ready.
Okay. So this is my last pick. This is one of the movies I got for.
Left.
Huh?
I got two left.
Yeah, I know you got a lot.
We'll go back to you after Runner.
Don't matter either way.
Yeah.
No, but this one should go by fairly quick. It's this is one of the movies I got for my birthday. It's a Steven Spielberg film. It's not my favorite, but I recently watched it. It's a good flick all around. It's
Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah, that's it. That's
I haven't said it in a while. So
can you just not say it at all?
No.
It's
no.
God damn it! I'm gonna have to buy that stupid fucking movie just so you can.
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to do.
You're gonna get me in fucking trouble, man. It's Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Dun dun dun. That's a good movie. I like it.
It's a good movie. It's not my favorite Spielberg movie, but it's good. Richard Dreyfuss.
This means something.
Is really, really good. The John Williams score is always really good, especially the theme. It's an interesting sci-fi movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Spielberg want E.T. to be a sequel to this? Because I could see it. Kind of.
I don't remember if he wanted it to be a sequel, but I think he was trying to do like another form of the Alien genre, because that's like the way that was set up. I think he was going for more like the flip side to the aliens if
It
he was
actually
here.
did start life as a sequel to E.T.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
And
'cause
what
I remember-
happened is Universal was demanding, or ET started as a sequel to Close Encounters. My bad, other way around. Yeah, because they were demanding. Columbia was demanding a sequel to Close Encounters, and he's like, "Well, best I can come up with is this story." And he kind of gave him a story that was one of them was what became ET, the other one was what became Poltergeist. And initially, Poltergeist was actually based on an occurrence that happened on a farm, where a bunch of creatures that were gremlin-like took over a farm one night and terrorized the family. So that was initially the kernel for Poltergeist, and then it got turned into a ghost instead of the aliens when they decided to make it its own separate thing. So yes, E.T. and both Poltergeist and E.T. started as sequels to Close Encounters.
Okay.
But Columbia said, fuck this, because it's not like the first movie. They wanted a continuing story of,
Yeah.
And so both started development over at Columbia, and they fucked that up.
Lost out on that money.
It's funny, though, because this is going to come back to Aliens later.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's funny you say that because like as I'm watching the movie, like when the spaceship shows up and all the aliens and stuff and all that. First of all, the spaceship's fucking cool because it's got all those buildings and stuff.
I love. Which version did you watch?
The theatrical cut. I know there's like 3 cuts of the movie.
Yeah, no, it sucks because I wish you could build your own cut, but like, because it's like one of those weird. It's almost like the closest Spielberg has ever done to a Ridley Scott cut movie. Because like the one version has stuff that's not in the other version. Then the third version has like kind of a mix of the two, but then it's still missing some things that aren't in the other versions. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, why couldn't you just do some ultimate cut here?
Yeah, just put it all together.
Yeah, it's just like weird.
Yeah.
Like I remember looking at the back and I'm like,
You should have just done a definitive cut and then had it to where you can watch it with or without the ending. Right? Because that's really the point of contention for most people. Is either you don't give a shit whether or not you have the original ending on it or not, or you want to see the special edition ending, right? So, like, that's the weird thing is he should have done a version that included all versions of the, like a remix of the theatrical and the special edition, and then just like gave you the option to watch it with the ending. Because to try and figure out what scenes are in what and what's not in another, there's literally a fucking map in the version I have. I don't know if it's in the version you have, Runner, but you can also watch the movie itself with like different signals to let you know what's exclusive to this version.
Yes.
What you're missing in the other version. It's like, dude, why didn't you just fucking do an ultimate cut and just say with or without the alternate ending? Because that's what most people would want, right? Like just do a theatrical version, an ultimate cut, with or without the ending. We don't need 3 different cuts of this movie. Like,
no, God, no. But
and it sucks because it's one of his more. I mean, I know it was a huge hit for him, but to me, it is one of his more underrated films because people don't bring it up as much now.
Like they used to. Yeah, I enjoy the movie. I like it. I think it's. I like
it. I like it. It's just not my favorite compared.
Sometimes
it's one of the more pure Spielberg films, though. It's basically you have pre-Raiders of the Ark Spielberg. That is one of those films that to me that captures pure Spielberg. Like he'll never make movies like that again. In fact, he didn't make movies like that again after Raiders of the Lost Ark. So
no, but they Tom, yes, this the 4K disc does come with that setting where
I figured I've watched it, but I haven't. It's been like 10 years since I watched it.
It gives you signals on certain scenes and what was added.
I've never actually watched that in 4K, believe it or not. Because when I bought it before I had a 4K player. I only bought it because it had special features that weren't on the old Blu-ray.
Yeah, because this comes with two Blu-ray discs, one with the feature and then one with special features. But yeah, I mean I got a feeling that this is probably one of Sony's earlier.
It is. It's one of their first 4Ks. That's what I said. I bought it really early on, and the only reason I bought it, besides the fact to like future-proof myself, I wouldn't have even bought it then. because I would have waited till like way later. But I actually got a version. I didn't get the one that was in the box set. I did that one with ET, but like I wish I had got the box now.
Yeah,
Because I
no,
think that version's worth more because it like lights up and shit. It's really cool. But
yeah.
like,
Victor
um,
Fontaine said he's got that one.
But no, this movie does feel like a combination of E.T. and Poltergeist. Like Poltergeist to me is like the house that the family lives in gives me a lot of Poltergeist vibes and all that. And
ice
then
cream.
of course, E.T. is like a lot of
Did
the
you watch the
alien
making
shit.
of it and shit like that?
Close Encounters?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Okay, because yeah, there's some pretty cool little tidbits in there, like how they did the effects and stuff. Because it's all practical, and how they did the clouds and shit is basically like ink and paint being injected into water tanks,
Mm-hmm.
and then they flip it
Mhm.
upside down. The
Yep.
film.
No,
So then
Which
it's
is a
no,
like,
great scene in 522-77.
no. A lot of the practical stuff is
and
really
they
really
hide
good,
shit in
really
there too.
good.
There's some hidden shit in there as well. uh, like there's an R2D2 and some other things hidden on
Yeah,
the mothership.
yeah,
Oh, really? That's
There's a
cool.
yeah.
McDonald's symbol and some other symbols in there, a
I knew
shell
that.
symbol and stuff like
Yeah.
that mixed in there somewheres. There's some really cool little Easter eggs throughout, and yeah, the other cool thing is the scene, the abduction scene. That's all that kid's natural reactions. Because what they did is they set the room up to where certain things would go off, and then the scene where he stops suddenly, they had a clown come in one part and do like a cartwheel thing, and that's where he has like the quick jump, and then he smiles, and then there's another part where he looks up, and when he looks up, Steven's on a ladder, and he's got a gift for the kid. He told the kid, "This is your present. I'm going to give it to you." But he goes up on the ladder and he starts to unwrap it. So like I don't even remember what he said it was in the present, but like as he's unwrapping, he does it really slowly. So it's like that's where the kid's eyes just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then all of a sudden he gets that huge look on his face or whatever. And then they had like his mom say his name real quick or something from the side, and that's where you got the quick jolt. So it's like really cool how they talk about how they did all this stuff, especially with the kid, because the kid playing Barry was only like 3 years old or whatever, if that.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, the kid could barely even talk. So
Oh, wow.
just some of the cool shit, how they did it, and the special effects and all the practicality of it all. And I just love the movie. It's got one of the best for that, and not just for that era, but probably in general, one of the best intros to a movie ever. Right? The plane
Mhm.
sequence is such a great fucking sequence because it sets you up brilliantly, especially if you have no idea what you're getting yourself into, right? Because I just
Mhm.
love that, because you got what's his face who plays the translator, and he's like, "How did they get here? Where are the pilots?" Like, the whole thing
Yeah.
is just like, because you're the audience, and he's the audience at that point. He's like, "Wait, whoa, what? What the fuck is this? Like, somebody explain to me what the hell is going on, right?" Like, and then I love the bit that it jumps to then, and you get Francis Truffaut's bit. I love his character in the movie. And the whole thing with the sun came out last night, and the guy's half of his face is sunburned. All the setup that first like 10-15 minutes of the movie is fucking brilliant. Like even better probably than the intro to Jaws. Even though I love Jaws, it's my favorite movie of all time. Depending on which day you ask me, Close Encounters might have a better intro, because it gets you even more. Because you get to Jaws, you get the girl jumping in the water, she swims, she gets attacked, it's over. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? It's like a quick thing. But
Yeah.
like that intro just keeps rolling into, then you finally get to, the people with Melinda and Richard Dreyfuss. But like, I just love that fucking intro. And of course, how can you not mention that beautiful fucking sequence at the end, that 15-20 minute sequence with, the telephone call, the do 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 do
Yeah.
do, with the
Yeah.
whole thing with the mothership coming down. That whole thing is just fucking brilliant. Like I love the whole bit. Like the movie is so well paced and well put together, and I could see where it kind of fell off, because I don't know how you felt about it, Runner, as far as like if you felt it was kind of boring in some spots, but I could see that some younger people watching this movie be like, yeah, it's kind of boring,
Yeah, what
but
happened?
yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, you
I think it's
see
a great
that
movie.
that's where I kind now that see that's where I kind of differ with you on the pacing part, but that's just me. I've only seen it once, and it's
No,
not
but
my
I think
favorite
it's
of his
fair in a
movies.
world where you've seen movies where, you know, they're a million miles an hour compared to this. I get it.
Yeah, like compared to yeah, that's why I say like compared to Spielberg's other films like Jaws and Raiders, like those two alone are like perfectly paced movies, I think. In all honesty, same
I
with
think
like
this one is
Heat.
perfectly paced too because you're building to something to see the
No,
aliens and all that, and
It's
it's at
mean
the,
something. I've
I'm
yes,
seen
not
it's
this.
saying I'm
mean
not saying
something.
I'm not
I
saying
know,
it
I know
isn't.
what you're saying. I know. Go
I'm
ahead.
not
I'm
saying it
sorry.
isn't perfectly paced. I'm just saying like compared to like let's be honest, compared to Jaws and Raiders, like
It's
those movies are
yeah.
perfectly paced.
And it's
Yeah.
what's her face, Terry Garr, one of her best performances
Terry
too,
Garr,
is
yeah.
overlooked
Hmm.
because this woman is just trying so hard with Richard Dreyfuss, and she just gets to a fucking point, right, where it's just like, God bless this woman because she's put up with all she fucking could, you
Right.
know. Now the guy's
Yeah.
literally bringing dirt in the house, like.
Yeah.
I know. He's pulling plants out.
And
He's
I mean,
taking
Spielberg has
down a
said,
fence.
in retrospect, now having kids, he'd never make the movie the same way. And I'm like, no, I think the movie is brilliant the way it is because you can tell there's a disconnection there with Richard Dreyfuss and his family, and
Mhm.
it's sad. It is sad, but he's not as connected with his kids as he should be. So there is this starry-eyed nature to the guy to where you can believe that if he was faced with that choice, he would make that decision, right?
Right.
So, and I know that's why Spielberg didn't like the new ending they made him put on it and shit like that and all that business. But it's like, look, this is the one time where you like let us have some fun with it. It's fine, especially back then because special editions weren't the norm. So, like, because
Yeah.
that actually came out in theaters, that special edition with the new ending, obviously. So that was a
Mhm.
new ending they shot. That wasn't something that got cut off.
Yep. That was the time when
That's
they were
another
going
reason
back
why
doing all
Richard
that.
Dreyfuss looks like he's like a year or two older than he was shot before it.
Yeah, it's a good movie overall. I I I have a I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a feeling Sony's gonna do a new scan of this movie because
Maybe.
compared to some of their other 4Ks, it's not the best.
I think it's only got standard HDR on it too.
Yeah, that's probably
You
why.
could definitely use a Dolby Atmos soundtrack too. I don't think that has that on it. I think it's just DTS.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this one just feels like one of the lesser 4K scans. Not a bad
Yeah.
one, not a bad one by any stretch, but not the best.
No, I was one of the, which is, it just happens to be that way because I don't think Spielberg has as much sway over that film. That Close Encounters was one of the first DVDs released. It was one of the first Blu-rays released, and it was one of the first 4Ks released. So it gets
Yeah,
that kind of respect anyway. But it does need a new upgrade. Like, I mean, I'm not saying they need to necessarily rescan it because I don't know how high of a scan they did the first time. I mean, it looks
yeah,
all right, but I mean, they could probably
yeah.
go back and fix it up a little bit, give it a Dolby Atmos and a Dolby Vision upgrade and shit like that. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, I have a feeling Sony's probably gonna do a steelbook type of re-release like they've done with some of their other titles.
You never know.
Eventually,
Maybe. Hopefully.
he still
Uh,
acts.
yeah.
He's still
They
around.
tried to cancel him a couple years back here.
Yeah, I was gonna say they tried to cancel him, and he don't play
Um,
the woke game and all that stuff. So
our good friend Justin Proper met him last year at a convention.
yeah. All right, Tom, you ready? I'll go back to you again real quick
Next
because
to
I only
last
have one
one.
left. So
And I would connect this with the one that we were doing before, but no, like I'm got to do this one before my last one because my last one's batshit crazy. This one is one of the first of the new
yes, I was wanting
100
to pick that up.
4K
I want to
Warner
get
Brothers
that.
titles. Looks really good. They've obviously taken good care of it, so yeah. Probably up there next. I'd probably put this as second and third as one of the best. I can't remember. Raging Bull looks really good too, so probably third as far as black and white 4K transfers behind It's a Wonderful Life and that because it looks great. It does look great. The movie itself, good. Doing some research for it, I didn't realize that there were basically 3 gay characters in it. But yeah, you got
See, they did exist.
you got what's his face here. He's gay, and then this guy. It's less implied in this one than it is in the original version that this is technically a remake of or whatever. But the fat man and his boyfriend Yeah, I didn't realize that until I looked up to it. This guy, I realized, oh yeah, he's definitely gay, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's what the quintessential film noir, right? I mean,
Right.
That's what I've heard people say. Did you watch
Yeah, I
the
wanted to pick that
Casablanca
up.
4K, Tom?
I started watching it. I haven't finished it yet.
I thought that
It
one
looked
was
okay.
pretty. That one
I think that's
to
another
me.
one Warner's made sure they took good care of, though. So
Yeah, because that felt like a decent 4K transfer for a black and white movie.
Joey, didn't they already try to make a sequel to the Maltese Falcon a couple times now? Like the Maltese Falcon has been remade, redone in so many different versions now. They even have 3 of the radio plays they did of it on here. I'm surprised they don't have the 1930s version on here.
Yeah, you would
That's
think maybe.
I got a gripe about anything, Warner. What the fuck? Like they
Yeah.
got all kinds of other shit on here, but they don't have that. It's like you can't even get that. I had a hard time finding it. And it's a Warner picture, so it's like, what the fuck? The only reason they remade the movie is because when they went to re-release that version, it was pre-code. So there was too much stuff in it that didn't get past the code. One of them being the boyfriend line, for instance, that's not in this one. But yeah, so I skimmed through I found a copy of it online. Actually had to go to the online archives. It's not even on YouTube or anything anymore. It's not the greatest of quality, and it's from a foreign release, but it's there. And yeah, it's pretty much the same almost, outside of a few of the small changes. But yeah, it's a great transfer. I recommend it. I mean, it's just one of those classics. What can you say about it? I mean, without giving it all away. I mean, you kind of already know the plot without ever seeing it. It's one of the most famous films of all time. Right?
Yeah. Right. And
I mean,
I've
it
been
kind of uses the MacGuffin to the extreme. I mean, that's the whole point.
that's the big old yeah. I forgot about the whole McGuffin thing with that.
I mean, that's kind of the whole movie's driven by something you don't
Yeah.
even see until the third act, and yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give anything away for those who may not have seen it, but those who know it know the story well enough. And like I said, even if you haven't seen it, you kind of have an idea of what it's about just because of you've soaked it up through culture.
Yeah, it's much like Midnight Run. Speaking of which, how so many
Kinda.
people copied Midnight Run, so many people copied the Maltese Falcon, and
Well, even
it's
more.
just
I
sort
mean,
of
there's
ingrained.
episodes of how many television shows that are.
Exactly.
I mean, I think they even had a couple of different Looney Tunes
Yep.
cartoons.
Yep.
Speaking
Bugs
of that, you
Bunny.
know what I wish they would do? They did on the Blu-ray. They should do more often. They give you a night at the movies with Warner Brothers, and it must have been from the DVD. Because you get a newsreel, you get a couple of shorts, you get a couple of animated shorts, and then it starts the movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I wish they'd do that more often. Because I was thinking that the other day. I'm like, now that because we did find out that I believe all the new Looney Tunes release is all new cartoons. I'm like, now that they've gotten to a point where they've gotten almost majority of all those remastered, they should pair them up with the classic films they were originally shown on.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Like, I don't see why that's a big deal for them. Like, just throw them fuckers on there to where you can watch them like they were originally meant to be. I know it's going to be difficult maybe to track down all the newsreels and stuff like that, but there's no reason Warner couldn't attach the Looney Tunes cartoons and stuff that were shown with movies.
Yeah, like right before. Yeah. That'd be a nice little special feature. You could click it to play it all together at once, and then you can go into the movie. That'd be
That was
pretty
kind of
cool.
neat. Yeah, you got like a half hour of stuff ahead of time. It was like I said, like the newsreel, and then like a live action short, 2 cartoons. One of them happened to be in HD, but the rest of it was in standard def. Like the one that was in HD was obviously one that they already had remastered. But like it'd be nice just to know which specific cartoon showed with which feature.
Yeah.
So you know.
They should start doing that with like the serials they used to do, like show one episode of a serial like they used to, and then say to be continued. You got to buy the next Blu-ray or 4K to see
Yeah, I don't know if they get away with
continuation.
that.
No, that would
like,
be horrible. But I was just thinking that would be funny if they did.
And a lot of those
like
usually showed on Saturday mornings in like bunches, but like you know they used to do that. They'd have like double features, or they'd have a whole night worth of stuff that they'd show, and you'd get, like I said, the newsreels, you know, a couple of short films, or even educational documentary type short films. It's where a lot of people used to see a lot of short films. That's why the Academy actually, you know, it's a category. It used to be something they'd show. You know, you'd actually go see these short films in front of movies all the time. So, Like, yeah, that's and Disney used to do that with a lot of their stuff too. That'd be neat if they would do the same kind of thing. But I mean, all the studios used to back in the day. But I mean, specifically like Disney would be neat because they always had a nice. I'm sure they preserved a lot of their stuff, is why I was bringing them up. But speaking of some of the things we were talking about earlier in preservation, yeah,
Yes.
but I can recommend that.
Still, those posters, man, what Warner Brothers is doing in some cases. It's
And all I
just,
know is Warner better keep releasing these because if they turn around and make a few of those titles exclusive to that big fucking box, holy hell is, because they still have yet to technically announce like Rio Bravo or The Exorcist or what's the other one that's in there? I can't remember now, but there's like 3 or 4 of those titles they haven't announced yet as singular editions.
If they announce Nightmare on Elm Street as one of those, I will be pissed.
Well, that's not in the 4K box set.
Oh,
but
good. That's good.
Like I'm talking about, like, because there's 7 titles or whatever it is, or 6 or 7 titles or whatever that are new 4K titles, and a couple of them are already out, like Maltese Falcon, Rebel Without a Cause comes out 2 weeks from now or next week. East of Eden's in there. I don't know if that one might be one that's not released on 4K yet, because all the James Dean ones are in there. Exorcist is in there, and Rio Bravo's in there, and they have not announced. Like, this is the first time I heard about Rio Bravo. I don't think we've talked about that one before.
Yeah,
I just saw this in the thing, and because there's some people asking about it now, they're like, "Wait a minute, we haven't heard about these other few titles," and in the UK, they're pissed because of the pricing on this, and we haven't even had a US version up for pre-sale yet that I can find.
Right.
Because there's I want to know what's in the exclusive, quote unquote, premium exclusives, because nobody paid attention to that either. There's that 4th box set in the 4K edition is supposed to be premium exclusives. So what the fuck is it?
Yeah, what is it going to be?
I want to know, because like at this point, I'm like, if I'm going to have to spend $300 on this thing, I'm going to do it now, not when it's like $500 or $600 down the road.
Yeah, before everybody tries to like scalp you and stuff.
Exactly, and especially if a couple of these titles end up being like the Sony box sets, and it's like if they don't, The Exorcist, I can't believe they wouldn't release on its own, but I could see them pulling that shit with like East of Eden and Rio Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
Like making it only exclusive to that box set or some shit, and be like, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, and then you would be able to never get it on 4K any other way.
And I normally wouldn't worry about that, but the last day or so, it seems like Warner Brothers has lost their freaking minds. But anyway,
I know, what is up with them?
We've been lucky; they've been releasing them singularly throughout the year so far. So we got Superman coming. So yeah. I'm not gonna freak out too much yet, but I just want to know what's in that exclusive box set. If it's anything we need, we can't get anywhere else, or what is in there, because I don't know what's in it. It just says premium extras. What?
Yeah, what is it?
Because they list all the normal extras on the regular stuff with the movies, but they just have that in the box set, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, it doesn't say anything. It doesn't give us anything. You look up everything everywhere. It doesn't tell you anything about it.
No.
So this has been something I've been worried about for the past few days. Like, yeah.
I don't blame you. About that.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought this now. I would have waited. I would have waited for all these ones in the last week or two or few months since I knew about it. But yeah.
Right. But I do want to pick up Maltese Falcon. I've been meaning to put that in my shopping cart so I can get that. That's one I've been really wanting. That and Rebel Without a Cause. I've been wanting to pick that one up as well. But I guess we'll move on to me for my final pick. Once again, I'm not sure if I brought this one on before, but I needed a pick because I had been saddled with kids all week for spring break, so I didn't get to watch a whole lot of stuff. And this was one I need to pick up the Blu-ray of, but that would be The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren. I don't know.
That's got a really good import Blu-ray, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've heard really good things about the import Blu-ray, so I definitely need to pick it up. This I still have the
DVD sucks ass.
Yeah, it does. So I really, really want to get this one on Blu-ray.
It's in mono on top of it.
I know.
It's not.
Yeah. It's bad. The picture quality is what it is, but I definitely want to get the Blu-ray of this.
It's worth it.
Yes, I've been meaning to pick it up for such a long time, and this was what was closest to me, so I pulled it off the shelf real quick. But I still thoroughly enjoy this movie. Granted, it's not.
You know what? Unpopular opinion, I'm sure it's my favorite Punisher movie still.
Really? I do go back and forth between this one and the Thomas Jane. Them are the ones I go back and forth.
Thomas Jane one as much as this one. To me, this one felt more like the Punisher I knew.
Yeah, the only thing that's really missing is the skull on his chest. That's really
which
about
is
it.
shitty, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard the fan favorite was it Warzone.
Yeah, that one's probably my second favorite.
I've heard a
Warzone is
lot
that's a shitty movie.
a lot
It's
of people
half a
say that's
good
the
movie, half a
best.
shitty movie.
I
Like
don't
all the
like it.
Punisher stuff and all the stuff where it's like with all the people in his world, that shit's like straight out the comics. But they made Jigsaw like so hammy that
Yeah.
kind of ruins the tone of the
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
I have the Thomas Jane Punisher, and I have Punisher Warzone on 4K Steelbook, and I remember seeing the Thomas Jane one like on cable like a long time ago.
I always liked the Thomas Jane one, but yes, this is the first Punisher. The Dolph Lundgren, I think, is a great movie. I think it's underrated. I think so many people give it crap because he doesn't wear the skull, and I don't think they've actually watched the movie
You get
because
to
they're
see
so obsessed with the skull. Right?
He's
I
just
mean,
down there sitting around naked in the fucking
Sitting in the
sewer.
sewer with his ass hanging out.
Yeah. Balls
I mean,
probably dangling in some sewage.
I mean, let's be honest. That
I'm
shouldn't be
gonna
a hard
punish
thing.
you.
That would make you upset.
That
Yeah.
shouldn't be a hard fucking thing to do. Put a skull on the
And I
the
like
suit.
Louis Gossett Jr. in it. I like the
Yep.
plot. I thought it was, and I think this one, the origin part of the plot is closer to his original story too, if I'm not mistaken. The only thing that's different is, I'm trying to remember. It's been years since I've watched this one too, and I get them mixed up.
He's a police officer.
Yeah,
in
he's a
this.
police officer in this
Yeah.
one, and his partner is Louis Gossett Jr. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's the biggest difference is he's a police officer.
But like this whole thing with his whole like the Punisher with Thomas Jane is like the Punisher Ray Deuce stuff when they did the newer version of it. Because like originally it was just his son that got killed, from what I remember, right?
Yeah, it
Not
was his
whole
wife and his
fucking-
son.
or his wife and his
Yeah,
son.
the
Not
wife
his
and
whole
son.
entire motherfucking family.
Yeah,
got wiped out, like-
I watched. I like that one, and I watched the interview with the director, and he said he was going. He knows that's not part of it, but he was going for like old school revenge, like 70s revenge style movie. Is why he did the whole family.
Well, that's actually in that in the redo comics when they
Yeah, in the redo comics as well.
yeah, so like that's where they pulled it from anyway. But like that was the thing, is that I think they did fuck this up in the Dolph Lundgren one too, because like the whole thing is it was supposed to be more of a random act of violence, like, you know, kind of more in the Death Wish tone, because that's kind of where
Mhm.
Punisher came from.
Yeah, that's
the
his whole-
Revenge-O-Matic, he is the comic
Yep.
book equivalent
Yep.
of that. And yeah, that was the whole thing, is like it's just like Batman, kind of the whole, you know, random act of violence that destroyed his family. So like he's just acting out on random violence, you know, like,
Yeah.
because like giving him a specific person to go after was always their big mistake. And like, you know, it's kind of the same thing with the mistake they made with Batman, making the Joker the one that killed his parents and all that shit. It's like, you don't necessarily need that, because sometimes the better villains are the ones who are just random, you know?
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's true, and that's why in the comics, you know, it was they went back and forth on that. Originally, it was a character named Joe Chill who killed Batman's
Yep.
parents as Batman,
Joe Chill.
and then later on they retconned it, and it was nobody. He could never figure out who it was. So
Well, and it doesn't matter if he knows who it was. The whole point of Joe Chill was it was taken out of his hands, whatever it was, it could be done, right? That was
Right.
one thing Batman Begins got right. But
Yep.
anyway, yeah, when it comes to the Punisher, though, that's a great one.
Yeah,
should
I
watch
enjoy
it
that
again
one.
on Blu-ray, and there's some special features, I believe, and it's got a
Yeah.
really bitchin' cover.
But I will be honest with you, I would say that one, the Thomas Jane one, and I did enjoy the first season of Punisher with what's his name?
Bernthal.
John Bernthal. I thought that was really good.
I still
But
haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second season yet, but the first season was phenomenal. It was better than the second season of Daredevil. But yeah, I don't know why so many people give that Dolph Lundgren one shit. Yes, granted that he doesn't have the skull, but it is very, very close to the comic book at that time, other than a few changes. And I mean, let's be honest here. They changed more in the Incredible Hulk and the Captain America movies than they did the Punisher movie here. So, I mean, this Punisher movie is actually pretty faithful.
I'm sorry, Dolph Lundgren looks the most like he does in the comics.
He does. He's got the
I
build
mean,
and everything.
Thomas Jane
And-
looks the least like he does in the comics, but that's just
true.
me.
That's
And
true.
as far as John Travolta's performance, I think he hams it up pretty well in that
Yeah, he
movie.
does typical John Travolta.
He does his
Imagine
Travolta
him as
thing.
the Punisher.
Actually, I think that's the one movie where his hairpiece does a better job than he does in it. But
it stays on pretty good. He's got a nice,
hairpiece is acting better than me. What am I gonna do?
he's got a nice little part.
I'm gonna get you, Punisher. I'm gonna punish you, Punisher. Oh my god!
Is the Dolph Lundgren release what studio is it released by? Is it Lionsgate?
The DVD has been out forever. It was it's like
It was
Artisan.
Artisan.
Whatever.
So
They've
Lionsgate
They
more
have not
likely
done
has
it.
it.
They haven't done a
Okay, so
decent version in the
Artisan
US.
is Lionsgate.
You have to import it.
Yeah, you have to import the Blu-ray.
US version.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it
No,
might even be
'cause-
Region B. I have to check it. I'll find out for you guys.
I'm just asking because the 4K for the Thomas Jane one and the Punisher Warzone are Lionsgate releases.
Yeah, and they're up converts. Yes, I believe Lionsgate would own the rights to it. Why they've never re-released it over here is beyond me. And yeah, Umbrella, you're right, Dan, did a great job on the Blu-ray. So that's the only Blu-ray that exists. And at least they got the soundtrack right.
I wish they would
I
release
think
one
it
in
even
America.
has a 5.1 mix too.
I've been meaning to try to import that and see if it was any good.
Yeah, if you can still get your hands on it. Let me see.
Yeah, if I can. Yeah. But yeah, it's a great movie. Like I said, personally for me, I would probably say Thomas Jane and Dolph Lundgren are my top two, followed by
yeah, you can get it for $17.99.
John Barenthal. Oh, that's not bad.
So.
That is not bad. I will put that on my list because I do want the Blu-ray. Alrighty, that was my final pick of the night. Is this what it looks like?
Yep. As you see here, it's got. There's also the unrated cut in standard def too. I forgot all about that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The work.
Good night, Brian Barth. Sorry.
Yeah, it's got some cool shit on it. It's been a while since I watched it, but yeah. Yep, 5.1 as I told you. Yep.
Awesome.
It's got a reversible cover too, I think.
Oh, I like that.
Or maybe it's just got shit on the inside. I can't remember which.
Yeah, that's decent.
It's pretty badass though. Yeah. Yeah, you can get it for $17.99 right now on Amazon.
The guy that wrote a book called The Punisher Book, he follows
only three more in stock. Get it now.
Boy, better get it before they say there's no more.
No.
Then they'll have more.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Good night, Brian Barr. Thank you for hanging with us this evening.
There's a few times where I've done that runner and I regret it. I will say that, but I'm not telling you to go run and do this. But yeah, it's been out for a while.
I get it, but like I'm really trying my
specifically
hardest.
Though I had Monsters, the TV series, sitting in my save for later for so long that I'm like, shit. I ended up missing it. Went out of print.
No,
and now that fucker goes for like $100 some bucks or something like that, or more.
I feel that, but like I'm really trying hard.
Nah, this is something I wouldn't worry too much about. It's been out for a long time.
Yeah,
no, I know, but like I really need to save money. That's the problem.
I hear you.
I get you. All right, so that was my final pick. Right, I went to Travolta there for no reason, and I wasn't even trying.
I know. I was
oh my god!
Punish Dolph Lundgren for being in a movie.
I wasn't even trying to just like I said it. And I thought, well, that was very Travolta.
You did a fun movie, and I'm not in it. What the hell?
His whole family. Is that what you want? His whole family.
Fuck his whole family up.
I should have been a puncher.
Yeah,
I still think that was a pretty good plan, though, man.
John Travolta looked better, more like the Punisher than John Byrne. Any of them actually, but except for maybe
I was gonna say he's got the.
He's just a little too old at that point, but
yeah, he was no longer John Travolta of old.
Yeah.
All right.
If you would have gotten Travolta around the age he was in, like right around the time he did Grease, I think that would have worked.
Even through like the next 10 years there, but like by
that
point,
definitely.
Yeah. But as of now, it's to you, Tom, for your final pick.
Oh, you got a
super chat real quick. I just saw it just come in. It's from Tommy Reviews, $2. Warzone is great. The RPG parkour scene is great. I may have to give Warzone a second chance. I always enjoyed the Thomas Jane one, and after I didn't see him come back, I just was like, but I'll give it a second chance. I mean, I'm willing to give a movie a second chance.
I've heard people say that Warzone is like one of the closer adaptations, and
there is a large portion of it is, but like I said, it's like two different people made the movie. It's weird. It's like all the Punisher stuff is like spot on almost, and then when you get to like the Jigsaw stuff, like it's like, where the fuck did these bad guys come from? Like, they're on a fucking Tracy or some shit. Like, what the fuck is this?
I think it was a studio interfered on that one.
I have no idea. Honestly, Andre probably knows more than me on that. He's the Punisher guy, but like, yeah.
Yeah. But for that, Tommy Reviews, you get this.
Look at my turtle dick.
That's the best thing to come out of those shitty movies.
I know, right? It's timely too, considering the 4K that's coming out. Who would want that in 4K? It's an upconvert anyway. I guarantee.
Exactly. Like listen, that trailer would be a better 4K release than the.
We want the original 1990 movie in 4K. Is what we want.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ! How hard is that? I suppose it's my turn now, huh?
You know what's funny?
Yeah,
I remember seeing that commercial for the first time, and how I saw that was because one of the videos recommended to me was TV commercials that got banned. That was the title of the fucking video, and that was one of them.
All right, Tom, what do you got for us? Your final pick of the night.
Okay. It's been a while since I've had a batshit crazy one.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to blame Fall Ball Productions for this because it cost me $50. And I don't know how the fuck this one got past me on the Shout, their exclusives, when they do their little small runs. Because this was last year around this time this came out. I'm like, how the fuck did I miss this? But I did. And I don't even know how to start to explain. It's based on a true story, I guess.
as best it can be.
It's got Christopher Walken in it.
Oh, I know what movie this is.
You know what movie?
Yes, I know what movie
about.
This is.
It's crazy.
I do.
I don't like it. It's weird. I can't do this.
It's creepy.
It's crazy. I'll just let Chris tell you what the movie is if you share the screen. I see you.
I'm seeing something. I don't think I like this.
Now we're cooking.
Get up! I'm cooking. So why don't you have your usual huge portion of banana cakes there? Can you say erection?
I'll never say it.
That shit fucking crazy movie I've
this.
ever seen in my life.
What the fuck?
It's an ambush. Boom! Kill it! Give me a kiss. Is something wrong with you?
This is the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
You gotta love walking. What the heck?
Cocktails.
And this isn't a.
Going for a pack of cigarettes.
Is this a trailer?
No.
I agree. Seems like something really
This is just crazy ass scenes from the movie.
Here I am. I'm naked. I'm naked.
I'm naked.
This shit is in the fucking movie. This shit is in the movie.
Bro.
It's crazy. And this is a horror movie, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're high
I don't want to get you in trouble there. I have no idea how to explain this fucking movie.
God damn it, that movie. Oh my god.
Based on the novel Communion. You're crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's Christopher Walken here.
Can't do this. When he says that shit, you almost think he's like saying it in reality. Like he's like waiting for the director to go cut, and then when the director doesn't go cut, he just continues. It's like you can tell so much of this shit was just like fucking improvised. And the writer has, even though he is batshit crazy himself, he has totally like disregarded the film over time, I guess, is claiming that it makes him look too crazy, even though he spent the rest of his life, he's still alive, I believe, writing books about these fake abductions that he claims are real. Like, this is some batshit crazy shit.
Yeah. I mean,
it is some existential weird motherfucking shit. Because, like, okay, the character's weird to begin with. And anyway, so they go up to this cabin, and they all experience like this weird phenomenon, like with bright lights. And as you see, Christopher Walken sees one of the little guys in the corner. But at first, it kind of just like everybody just had like this shared experience and they can't explain it. And the couple they're with wants to go home. And so they go home. Well, then they go back out there and they have another experience. And then Christopher Walken claims he started remembering all these other experiences, or not Christopher Walken, but the real guy claims, and they show it in the movie, he started remembering all these other experiences when he was under the influence, and it becomes under this crazy fucking idea that these aliens that are probing him and doing all these weird tests and fucking with him and shit, it's fucking insane. It's just fucking crazy. And it just gets crazier as it goes on, because there's two different types of aliens, and they don't really explain anything, and a lot of the scenes are just ethereal as fuck. It's like they don't even follow the script. It was just like Christopher Walken's talking some shit, the chick playing his wife is talking some more shit, the kid sounds like he's just saying whatever the director told him to say.
Did you read the script, Christopher? I don't care, I'm naked.
And I guess this is one of the funnier bits, is when the writer took Christopher aside and he said, I think you're playing me just a little too crazy, Chris. And he goes, if the shoe fits, and walked away.
I love it.
And that's the thing that's kind of funny about this movie. You can tell the movie was made by people who don't believe a single fucking thing this guy says.
Yeah.
It's just insane. I don't even know how to explain. It's barely even a real movie. Right, like I showed you those scenes, Runner. Those
scenes alone, like that is a crackhead movie.
It is a crackhead movie.
Yeah.
It's not worth the $50, so don't go like.
I was gonna say,
you can get it. You might be able to find it used for like $30 after the fact. I went and looked a little deeper, and I found some cheaper ones, but it's probably not even worth that. Have you watched it, Greg? You got the tape?
I have seen bits and pieces of it. I could never actually make it through the whole movie, to be honest with you.
You got to get to the end, because that's
so fucking
crazy.
Is it? I've had this for a while, and I've seen it here and there, but I just could never finish it because I was just like,
the dance scene's all at the end and shit, man. It's like,
oh, is it?
Oh yeah, it's fucking nuts. And then he almost shoots his wife in one scene. Like, it's just crazy shit. Like, it's like I said, it's barely strung together as a movie, and it's just weird that this director, I guess, has worked with all these crazy actors before, but like, I don't know, I can't remember any of the movies they'd made, but like, it's just like fucking nuts. Like, I don't understand how this movie got made. Like, I mean, I guess it follows the story of the book, everything I looked up of the book, although they don't really, like, the whole idea of what the communion is not really covered in the movie, even though they still have the title from the book. But like, the whole idea, they kind of present it in the movie, but like, the whole basic idea is that aliens have always been here, and the aliens that we're seeing now, they don't really explain this in the movie. It's not really a spoiler, but this is the whole idea of what communion is. the aliens that are visiting us all the time and probing people and kidnapping them and shit, they're actually from the past and future simultaneously or some shit like that. So we're all having this shared experience, hence a communion. And
Right.
it's something that gets passed on from one generation to the next. It is fucking insane. It's like
Well, if the
some
shit fits.
Scientology level type shit.
Go to start jumping on the furniture. Uh, yeah, I picked it up to watch it, but I've seen it before now on the VHS I have here.
It
because
is a
of
little
Fire
slow
in the
moving,
Sky.
Greg. Yeah, I got you. It is a little slow moving once you get past that first 45-minute slog or so. Because after the first scene happens with the stuff in the cabin, it does kind of slow down for a bit until they go back. But then once they go back and he starts flipping out and shit, like that's when the movie starts getting a little bit more interesting. Because then he ends up going, trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with him. Like he goes to this rape doctor and shit like that. It is just messed up, man.
See, the alien stuff has always scared me because of Fire in the Sky, and that's why I never. One of the other reasons why I never finished Communion, because Fire in the Sky messed me up.
Yeah.
That
Well,
scene when they show him.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying you know this guy without really knowing it. He wrote Wolf and The Hunger.
Yeah.
And I think they even talk about this wolf story he's writing in the beginning of the movie. I think that's what he's talking about, is writing The Hunger. Like, obviously. But, like, it's just... And then after that, that's the weird thing, is this guy was so insistent that it was real. He does podcasts and shows about it now. He's written, like, 20 fucking books about this shit. He's never reached the success he had with his first few novels like that ever since. But this guy at one time was, like, set up to be, like, the next Stephen King. And Communion was this huge book at the time it came out. Like,
right.
You're right. It was like a Fire in the Sky, to where people, like, this was supposed to be an actual account of, and it was supposedly multiple people claiming that this happened, right? Because even the wife and the kid have the same dreams or see the same things, and they like support him, and supposedly this other couple does too, and he supposedly ends up in these groups and this therapy and all this shit. So people believed him for a while. But then people just stopped believing his bullshit stories, the more crazy they would get. So, like, and I guess the book is... And the weird thing is like, I mean, I might be wrong, but, like, because I guess the book is really hard to follow, too, in that respect. So maybe that's just the best way they could figure out how to make the movie.
Just hire Christopher Walken.
Going on in a way, but you don't. And it's just... Nobody talks like normal people talk, really. I mean, Christopher Walken is in a totally fucking other planet.
Oh, I bet.
Oh man! Now I gotta try to finish the movie.
Shit, probably, but still, it's just.
Does he do his tap dancing?
Yes, he does his tap dancing, as you saw.
Yep.
Da, 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 da. Like, there's times where he even just looks at the camera and he shrugs and shit. It's just like, should I keep going?
This is like Ferris Bueller or somebody just like Deadpool breaking the fourth wall.
You know that's probably what it is, because then you watch like the outtakes and shit, because then they got the outtakes on here, which is the crazier shit that didn't make it into the fucking movie.
It's even more
it's
crazy.
not really anything more, but it's just more of the, because it doesn't have audio to go with it, just has the director talking over it, but it's just like, he's just going on about like, yeah, I just let Christopher go for like 2-3 minutes, and you'd get like 2-3 seconds here or there. It's like, it's just all this alien footage of them dancing around and stuff. And, you can tell it was clearly just an open environment, because that's what he says. He's like, we just improvised a lot, because nobody knows what the inside of a spaceship looks like or what aliens look like. It's just like, like, what the fuck? This guy on crack too or what? Like, yeah. I don't know how they got this movie made.
When you said you had a batshit crazy one, you had a batshit crazy one.
And I don't know how I missed it on the Shout deal, because it came out last year. So
yeah, I saw that actually.
I don't,
but I never wanted to pick it up because, like I said, I could never finish it. I never could, but I didn't remember some of those clips that you were showing. So now I kind of want to go back through.
Yeah,
and
you
got
to get deeper into the movie before you get to some of that. Like, there's like a slog you got to get through, and then once you get through that slog, then the movie. I can't say it's good, because it's not good, but it's fucked up enough that it keeps you going after that. You're just like, I got to see where this goes now. Like,
We're in the rabbit hole now, baby.
Exactly. And I vaguely had like flashes. I remember because I've always seen the one. There's like 2 or 3 scenes that I've seen a million times, and I know one of them had to be in like a Showtime or an HBO like advertisement back in the day when I was a kid, and it would have been perfect timing too. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've seen scenes and stuff from it, but I remember maybe I tried watching it then and it freaked me out or something, and I shut it off or something. But like because I do remember
me
like
too.
bits of it, because like the beginning part is a bit freaky, but then once you get, it's just weird. It is so fucking weird. And I mean, they sidestep certain things that you can clearly tell are going on, like the probing and crap. And it's like they got him all straddled in the fuck. It's just fucking weird, man.
I know he was all spread out like that.
And it's not even like, okay, because like the novel is presented as a horror story, basically, right? So that's
Mhm.
again where people started questioning because they're like, hey, this is the dude that wrote The Hunger and Wolf. And like, this got to be like fucking, you know, like a fake story.
It's gonna
Just
be
make-
fake.
And then people like, because like a lot of people said that once they realized it was supposedly true, that people could stop taking it so seriously. Because then you really start breaking it down a little bit. And in the book and his later books, he just starts out of nowhere randomly making shit up. And like I said, what started off as originally supposedly like two or three like encounters ends up becoming dozens upon dozens of encounters. Like to the point where even in the movie, like at the end, that's when he goes, I'm going to get a pack of cigarettes. He just goes out and drives out by they got this place in the country, which is where they keep going. And he just drives out there and he has this experience with him. And that's the big dancing sequence and shit like that. And then it's over after that. He's just done. He's just sitting there and then he comes home. It's like fucking weird. It's just like, what the hell, man?
What is this?
And he's
movie?
like, the whole thing is he had to accept the experience or some shit like that. Again, like this is some fucking Scientology level shit. Like it's fucking weird, but I'm kind of glad I watched it. But I gotta blame Matt of Foul Ball Productions for reminding me of this fucking movie. It costed me $40-$50 on a fucking movie I shouldn't have spent that much money on. It's not even the greatest of transfers either, to be honest with you.
It's I don't know, man. That just sounds crazy. It just really sounds crazy. Maybe he was just trying to. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I'm thinking in my head, like, what if I recommend a movie like that one day to Tom?
I'll probably enjoy it. I love batshit crazy shit.
Me too.
I know, but if it's like a batshit crazy movie that like Tom just doesn't like, he's probably never gonna be my friend ever again.
No, not likely. Here's the weird thing is even if I don't like it, it's still an experience. Because like I have seen so many movies, man. I forget movies that I've seen. Because when I used to work at video stores and run a video store, I had to watch everything just because everybody would always ask you everything about it. So I watched so much shit that I just kind of have forgotten about. Like if something's got to be really good to stick with me or really bad, one or the other. Generally, if it's like in the middle, it's like, oh yeah, I kind of vaguely remember that, but it must not have been memorable enough one way or the other.
Right.
But yeah, if something's like, so you see enough of that shit that sometimes you almost welcome shit like that sometimes, even if it is a bad experience. But like, you know, and then I get to talk about them with you guys here too. So that's the other side.
Yeah, that's true.
Fun. It's just like when Tom recommended that David Carradine movie you like to keep talking about.
Sorry you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just so. I guess you were sort of hyping it up to the point where I got like super excited.
Well, I gotta sell it a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but like the pacing is fucking awful. like there are like that movie.
I think I do remember saying there were some plot holes and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't give. Oh
no, that's the one I remember saying. It's like it's shot by 3 different fucking people. See, that's the thing. I don't remember ever saying it was good. Sword and the Sorcerer, otherwise though, that was good. The Albert
that was
one, that was a good one. That was surprisingly good. Now the other one, the David Carradine one, it was just a laugh a minute because motherfuckers hopped up on fucking pills. Fucking like I said, it's like it's directed by 3 different people, and some of the shit don't even make sense. And it's like sometimes you just got titties for titties' sake. And it's like. Then there was that weird creature thing, and it was like,
No, it's just well, there are moments in
and you
it,
realize it's just a remake of that one Western I remember saying, yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't hate the I can't say I didn't
Fistful of
hate it,
Dollars, I think it was, yeah.
but what was I gonna say? Like I knew it wasn't gonna be good, but like I at least thought I would have had a good time with it, and I didn't as much.
You may not be into the same kind of shit I am. That's the thing, too.
No,
Yeah.
plus like I remember having to rewind at one point because of a certain edit,
Yeah, I
and
remember saying how badly edited it was.
it's horribly edited,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
didn't expect it to be. I didn't expect it to be good, but like the way like a certain edit was like David Carradine like leaves this building, goes out of this door, and then you find out he's in that building the very next scene.
Yeah, there's a lot of really. I
It's like
remember
like
there's some batshit crazy shit that
yeah,
seems like it's
the
edited
way
out of order and shit.
yeah, the way it happens, like out of order and stuff. I'm just like, wait, what? I was like, I gotta rewind that. Did I just see what I just watched? Like, I don't know. Maybe I noticed that because I've like being like a student in like film and all that. I've really started to notice things and be picky and stuff.
Maybe that's the issue. Like I said, I go from the other end of it though. Like to me, that's like a breath of fresh air, and I love MST3K type shit. Right? Like
Yeah, me too.
the dumber the better. Like
I just
if
love bad movies and stuff.
See,
batshit crazy dumb shit. Yeah.
See, like
Yeah.
that's the disappointing part of that movie is it could have been like I wish it was more over to the top when it comes to like I wish it was like a faster paced over the top.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I
It
should
was
have
a
sold it more of the train wreck that it was, but yeah.
it was like a really it was like the slowest of slowest paced batshit crazy.
Well, and that may just be an age difference too.
Yeah.
Probably.
Because I don't mind. It depends on the movie, but like, yeah. See, to me nowadays, movies, even though it seems like they're a mile a minute or a million miles a minute, like I said earlier, frankly, I feel like I get more out of the old 90-minute movies, or I understand more out of them.
Me too.
I know you just posted something similar this the other day. Then I do some of these
Mhm.
2.5 hour. I get fucking bored after a while with some of this. Just like, you are so fucking pretentious. You are not Francis Ford Coppola or Peter Jackson. You should
Right.
not be given this much time to be telling your story. We just need to go boom, 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 get in, get out. Fuck this shit. Like, what the hell happened to good editors in Hollywood, man?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, what happened to
true.
these savage editors who are just like, and the studio heads are just like, that fucking picture ain't going out over 2 hours. You know, like, yeah, I miss those days a little bit. I mean, I kind of used to root for the directors in those cases, but nowadays I'm getting to the point where no. Some of these fuckers are pretentious as hell. They need to be dialed back.
Yeah.
Like
And
you're
then
getting too
Yeah.
overzealous.
it's become like participation trophies. They keep saying, well, we'll just let you do what you got to do because,
There's no
you know.
fucking reason a Batman movie should be over 2 hours long.
Yes.
2:15 tops. Like even The Dark Knight, I still would say is a little too long and probably could use a bit of shaving. And that's a brilliant fucking Oscar caliber film.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But even that is just a little too long in the tooth for its
Yeah.
running time. But like that's the thing, is there's just no reason for half the shit. No Marvel movie should be that fucking long. Unless it's a huge
No.
motherfucking event. And that would be like if they actually
Exactly.
put Infinity War and Endgame together. There's no reason Endgame should be almost 3 hours by itself. Like what the fuck? Like this is ridiculous. Get in, get out. Tell me a goddamn story. Whatever happened, just say you just go ABC. That's what a story. That's why I love
Exactly.
Jaws. You take all this crap and you moved it out of the way and you got to the heart of the story. Get in, get out, 2 hours, done.
Story, character, 3-act, narrative, done.
Don't need a
Perfect.
bunch of extra shit. I don't need 12 endings.
Then
Then it just muddles everything anyway. So
but I gotta finish communion now.
it is crazy. It is
Yeah.
crazy.
But is there anything else you guys want to say before we close it out for the night? I guess.
Nah.
No, I just gotta say, fuck Matt.
Poor foul ball.
Fucker. Cost me $50. Jesus, why'd you have to remind me of that stupid fucking movie for? No, I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Chris Walken dancing with aliens. So
Exactly. How often you see that shit, right?
High five and two.
Once, maybe twice in a lifetime.
Once maybe twice a lifetime. The man is an alien.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
But you guys go check out Runner's channel. Go check out Tom's channel, Midnight's Edge Radio, After Dark, all that good stuff. Appreciate you, Tom. Appreciate you, Runner. Thank you to everybody in the chat that hung with us. Yeah, thank you to everybody out there watching. I appreciate every one of you. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, and we'll see you next week.
How you doing? Bitches leave.
Bitches leave.